First, and the stream number is 126. And Felix says, I forgot. Felix forgot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. It's a beautiful day in Amsterdam. It is pretty warm. It's not as warm as I thought it would be. Like, there still is a cold breeze. But it is nice. Way better than it was for sure yesterday or something, you know? Like, well, yeah, way better than a week ago, that's for sure. We are live. Yes, Mr. Falekian. We are live. Oh, shit. I forgot to put the cable. Wait. There's one cable I shouldn't forget about. Whew. That would have been bad. That would have been annoying. All the videos wouldn't have had sound. Sorry. So let's see. There's not a lot of people on the street, so we'll see. We're here in front of the cheese store again, but there's a car here, so I'm directed in this direction, where you can see, you know, a little bit more of Amsterdam, I guess. And we're gonna try to have some conversations with people, see where it goes. Yeah. Here before all the non-vegan nonsense. Yeah, we'll see if I like how much we get how much of that we get today, huh? Let's see. How's everyone doing? Hey, Martin. How was your Easter, I guess, right? You wanna have a conversation? He's trying to get the... Success! Thank you, Val. Trying to get his friend to stay, but no. I think his friends want to stay. So let's see. Next person. You don't celebrate Easter, Martin? That's amazing. I also didn't celebrate it. And I don't think there's anything to celebrate in particular, but yeah. Hi, do you want to have a conversation?
Yeah.
I am live on YouTube though, so are you her mom or?
Yeah, she's okay.
Is it okay if she's live? Are you okay if
Yeah.
you're live on YouTube? Okay, nice. Yeah.
But we do have, is it 5 minutes?
Yeah, we can do it in 5 minutes. Sure, no worries. You wanna come here to change you? Nice. What's your name?
Kira,
Kira. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Oh, where are you from, Kira?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. What brings you to Amsterdam? Are you like on vacation?
Yeah, vacation.
Nice. So Kira, I'm an animal rights activist, and I generally want to speak up on behalf of animals. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals.
You love animals? Do you think it's possible to love animals while at the same time, I don't know, treat them like objects?
No.
No, I agree with you. Do you think that maybe when we're farming them, we are treating them like objects?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think we can do about it so that animals are no longer treated like objects?
Stop it.
Stop it. Yeah. What would you call a person that doesn't pay for farming of animals?
I don't know.
A vegan person.
Oh yeah, vegan.
Have you ever considered being vegan?
No, but I consider being vegetarian.
You consider vegetarian?
Yeah.
Do you know why being vegan, why vegetarian is not enough for the animal, for example? So when you say vegetarian, for example, you think consuming milk and cheese and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Cheese is already made of milk.
Yeah.
Do you know why cows produce milk?
Cows.
Yeah. But do you know why they produce milk?
No.
So they produce milk to feed to their children.
Yeah.
So when the babies are born, they don't get to stay with their mother because they get taken away from their mother. Do you know why farmers take the babies away from their mothers?
So they can milk the cows.
Exactly, so that they can get as much milk as they want from them. Do you think that would be nice? Do you think it would be nice if somebody took you away from your mother so that they can take the milk? No, it's not nice, right? And obviously, if the babies are born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think we do to them?
Kill them.
Yeah. And the females, when their milk production declines, what do you think happens to them?
They kill them.
Yeah. That's why vegetarian is not enough. Not to treat animals nicely, huh? Do you think we need to do any of this to them? No, because we have plenty of alternatives, right? Yeah. So do you think we should maybe choose the alternatives then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Let me give you a card because I want to respect your time and thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
there's a video here called "The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear." Maybe watch it with your mom, and you have
you.
some good resources also to help you out there. Okay, thank you. Have a good one. Hey, Linda, nice to see you here. Only 4 minutes in. Yeah. She was a child, you know. I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. You know. How do we go from asking people if they were over 18 to be allowed on camera filming children? Well, her parents consented to it, so if their parents and they consent to it, why not, right? That's the whole thing. Informed consent can be given by the person. Yeah. Obviously, I would not have a child on my stream if there isn't an adult consenting for them. And they themselves consenting, of course. Because I don't want anybody to be forced. You said that it's going to be 23 over there, yet you are wearing a coat. Yeah, it's more like 18. And it feels more like 14 right now. It's not that warm. Yeah. You missed that? Yeah, that's fine, you know. I'm careful about that kind of stuff. You had...
What are you doing? How long is it gonna take?
Well, I'm just having conversations with people. How long you got?
Not long, but I'm interested.
Sure. Are you over 18?
Sorry?
How old are you?
I'm 20.
20? Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, we can... You wanna come here, stage interview? What's your name?
Cisco.
Cisco, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Cisco?
I'm from Amsterdam.
From Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cisco, I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up on behalf of animals. How do you feel about animals?
Like as a pet or to eat?
Whatever. How do you feel about animals? And I'm here to speak up for all animals.
Neutral.
Neutral?
Like I see the difference between a pet and between an animal that's like kind of reproduced to eat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Well, you
why-
see the difference between what we do with them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But do you think there's any difference between the animals themselves?
Like the type of animals, yeah.
Well, like the type of animal that would justify treating them differently. Like, is there any difference, for example, between a dog and a pig that would justify treating them differently?
Yeah.
Well, what is the difference?
Well, a dog is more treated as a pet. It's more treated as.
No. Let me be
Oh.
clear. I understand that
Oh,
that's
sorry, yeah,
happening.
yeah.
The question is there what's the difference that justifies this difference? in
Oh shit. I think normalization over ages,
treatment? Yeah.
because like we started with hunting, and then after we stopped hunting, we started with holding like captive to eat.
And this is the difference on our side, right?
Yeah.
But what's the difference on their side?
I don't know. I don't think they have like they're psychological developed enough to really understand that they're different from each other.
No,
Like,
but we
they're-
do, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so and we make these justifications. For example, we say to a dog, we say, "Oh, I need to pet you," or to a pig, we say, "I need to cut your throat," right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking, since we make this judgment call,
Yeah.
we look at them differently. So what exactly is the difference between them that makes it okay to look at them differently in such a manner that it's okay to cut one's throat?
I think like what you can get out of it. We saw
We can get the same thing from both, just to be clear, right? Like
yeah,
you can
yeah,
get
yeah,
meat
true,
from dogs and
true. But
all
you
of that.
can get more meat out of a pig than that you can get out of a dog. You can
Sure,
feed
but
more people with
I wouldn't
one.
say that's relevant because we can say if you compare it to a chicken, we can get more meat from a dog than we would a chicken, right? So
That's
and
true,
yet-
but that's why we overproduce chickens. I'm not.
okay, but what's
I'm
the
not
difference?
agreeing with like the overproducement of chickens, and like.
But
yeah.
what justifies killing an animal when there's no need for it?
Well, there is always a need, bro. We started as carnivores, so we started
No, we always started as omnivores. No.
as omnivores.
Yeah,
Then why did we start hunting
to
instead of
sustain us.
exactly? We need meat.
No, we don't,
Why started we hunt? Why did we start hunting?
because we needed calories.
Exactly. We need the calories.
But we don't need them today. Today we can get calories from other sources.
How?
Well, you can go into Albert Heijn, buy tofu, for example.
True, but you know that the tofu farms themselves
There's no such thing as
require.
tofu farms.
Okay, then how do you get tofu?
From soy.
Okay, soya farms.
Yeah,
Okay. To be exactly, soya farms.
yeah.
They require big amounts of land.
Way less than making animal products. Yeah.
True. in a concentrated way
Like 75% less land, yeah.
in total?
Yeah.
Okay, then fair. Then you make a good point.
Yeah. So what would justify killing an innocent animal then?
Well, that's a good question now, because now you're trying, like, kind
'Cause
of
we don't
changing.
need it, right?
Now, if you say like this, if you say that we are requiring 75% less of land by growing a plant-based material instead of a meat-based material, then then there is no need.
Yeah.
Then you're right.
In fact, in certain areas, it's 10 times less land. So it depends on the area in particular. But yeah, it's at least 75%. So why do you consume animal products? Because like I understand the environmental concerns that you're talking about, but you know, what about the rights of these animals? What about the fact that they get killed, that they get exploited? You know, I don't think you would want that to happen to you. So why do it to somebody else?
Fair, because it's not. I don't know. It's not. It's a good question though, because. Whoa, you're asking very good questions, man. I wasn't prepared for these type of questions.
It's very difficult, huh?
Yeah, man.
We were always brought up in this situation, but
Uh-huh.
we should question this, shouldn't we?
No, fair. That's why I'm thinking very good about it, and I'm trying to think about a
appreciate
good
that,
answer.
yeah.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Wow. Ooh. I don't know, man.
You don't know.
Nah, man. To be fair,
Maybe
because
there
I'm
isn't
way
any,
too. Nah, yeah, true. I'm just way too used to eat meat. You know, it's like implanted in everyone's diet from
Completely agree with it. Yeah.
from ages, from generations to generations, right? So.
Yeah. Are you a fan of science fiction? Maybe like Rick and Morty or stuff?
Yeah, not really Rick and Morty, but I like science fiction. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you imagine that there could be a world where instead of cows and chickens, maybe we use I don't know, dogs and cats to take.
Yeah. I know. We humans still do it in other countries, like.
Yeah, but we could have just as easily got used to the flesh of a dog and the flesh of a cat, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean, because I do know that in some countries they just eat every type of meat. They see meat as meat, and they don't see some type of animals as pets, you know, and wow.
It wouldn't be fair, huh, if we did that to cats and dogs.
No, wouldn't. No. That's true.
But if we can easily imagine a world where we actually did that to cows, to cats and dogs for the same reason we do it to cows and chickens, then
Well, what I think is that we got used to having a cat or a dog as a pet because we used them back then to help us hunt and to help us keep our animals together, you know?
Yeah.
And we needed them. We needed each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but nowadays, the reason, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the reason why we get so upset of the idea of using a cat or a dog for food is because we already, with being with them, as you just said, for so long, we already acknowledge that they're individuals, that they have their emotions, that their own feelings, their own life, right? That they want to live themselves, right? We nowadays we just keep them for companionship because amongst hunting alongside them, we realize, hey, they're kind of like us. They're not maybe as smart as us, but they're kind of like us in all the other ways.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
And all these other animals are the same, you know, like they also have emotions, they also feel, they also have thoughts, just like cats, dogs, like we do.
Fair.
It's just they're not intelligent as us, but
no, I understand what you mean.
we take all that away from them, you know, all that wanting, all that experience of life that they want, all of it, we take it away for, I don't know, 10 minutes of taste pleasure for us. Is that really what we want to do?
Yeah. To say it, to see it like that, no. To be fair, no.
Yeah.
No, you're right with that one.
It's a sad place where we're in today because of it, huh?
True.
What's your responsibility in the matter? This is the hard part, by the way.
Yeah, well, I didn't eat meat today.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I didn't eat much today, but I ate it yesterday, so I don't know. I don't really feel. Like if you say it like this, I kind of feel responsible now
Yeah.
because I'm part of the food chain.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really know, to be fair.
But that's the truth. You are responsible for it, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
responsible for it. I was also in your position.
Yeah.
But I think it's what matters is what we do with this responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Fair enough.
what do we do going forward? Do we just continue to ignore it? Do we just walk on by as if it's not true, or do we just try to change?
Maybe change some rules.
Change some rules? What do you mean by that?
Like that we like I'm trying to translate it inside of my head.
You're doing great.
Analyze, study. We need to study animals a bit more and how they are as you said, like we can say that a dog has a bit of a personality and that's why we have it as a pet.
Yeah.
But a pig,
Oh, pigs are more intelligent than dogs.
exactly, and they have a personality too, but we kill them and we
Yeah.
don't keep them as a pet. So
Yeah.
I think we should study them a bit more and
You know what?
Make
what,
a-
what bad thing we do to pigs also?
yeah.
So if they're born male, there's a thing called boar taint. That means that if they keep their balls, their testicles, their meat will taste bad. So what they do is, as a child, I actually witnessed that live. They take a scissors and they cut the balls off of the baby.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Without
I didn't know
anesthesia,
that.
without anything. It's insane. They
Didn't
go
know that.
around, like, I remember seeing it, and they just go around for like 5 minutes in pain. They scream in pain.
Shit.
Then obviously they stop because, but
That's fair, yeah.
it's insane. And this is just like the tip of the iceberg because the things we do to animals is insane.
No. Yeah, man. I understand what you mean, man.
Let me give you some resources. I appreciate you stopping by.
No,
And,
no,
I
fair
know
enough,
you. There's a documentary here called Dominion. Maybe
Yeah.
give that a watch. See exactly what animals go through. Learn a little bit about it.
Yeah,
and then
man.
you make your own choices, and you have all the resources to help you out there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You think you can do that?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch the movie,
Yeah.
the documentary, and I'll think about this conversation.
Appreciate you, man.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Have a nice day, man.
You too. Cheers.
Bye.
Hello, Julieta. Hello, everyone. It was a good conversation, wasn't it, huh? You see? We're trying to be a little bit more, trying to be a little bit nicer. And hello, everyone who's in here. Remember to hit that like, everyone. There's a lot of people in here, not a lot of likes, yeah. Yeah, we're trying to get people. So today we're going to do a little bit of experiment. We're just going to try to get people to think. I'm going to push them a little bit, but not a lot. Just a little bit. Currently doing ski up while watching and reading non-vegan nonsense, says Felek. Appreciate you, Felek. You know, Felek, I'm trying a lot. I really listened to what you said, and I'm the type of person who listens to feedback, and I'm trying to do better. Yeah. Why don't you go to China and complain? Love to see the outcome. I don't have the money to go to China, but if you're welcome to fund my if you put in the money to fund me going to China for a week, and obviously I go to a place where I can actually speak to somebody, because I don't know how many people speak English there, and if you take me to a place where I can speak to people, I will do exactly the same, and where I'm not obviously going to be picked up from the street for holding a sign or something, so where I'm also legally allowed to do so, I would have no problem speaking to them also. Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm here. I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in a place where there is absolutely no justification for the consumption of animal products. So even if it were, it would be happening somewhere else, it would be just as bad. There's absolutely no justification for it to be happening here in the Netherlands. Netherlands is a very special country in a way that nice wool hat. Nah, brah, it's not wool. But nice try. That's a funny try, Thomas. So Netherlands is a very special country because it's a small country. We have very little land, and the very little land that we have, we must use it very, very well, in a very smart manner. And sadly, what we do is we do a lot of animal agriculture over here, which is stupid because on top of it being obviously detrimental for the land, as I was just saying, it's extremely cruel to the animals. It just doesn't align up to the Dutch values. It doesn't align up to the values that the liberty, the justice values that most people hold on this planet, or in this country at least. And knowing that there's just so many options, there's no reason really to keep doing it here. I actually work at a slaughterhouse in upstate New York. Oh, I feel sorry for you. How old are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
You can't be on camera.
Yes, I don't mind.
You don't mind? Then can you take a step back so that you're not on camera? For sure. What's your name?
My name is Rick.
Rick?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Rick. I'm Chip. Give me a second. So, Rick, I'm an animal rights activist.
Yeah.
How do you feel about animals?
Great. I love animals.
Great, great. Do you think we can love animals while at the same time exploit them?
What do you mean exploit them?
Treat them like an object, like a means to an end.
Yeah, in kind of way, yeah, it could.
Yeah, it's kind of contradictory, right? One with the other.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if I said that I love women, but every once in a while I take a woman and lock her in my basement, would that be?
No.
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 That would not be love,
But
would it?
it's like,
That
yeah.
wouldn't even be respectful. Let
No.
alone love, right?
But it's for, let's say a dog, like
Yeah.
put him in a bench. It's normal for a dog. It's not normal for a human. So there's like a difference in how,
Yeah.
how you treat something in a way.
Yeah, but obviously there is a difference. But when it comes to doing negative things, like for instance, if I take like a little prick, like a little sewing kit, you know how those things where you sew? Yeah, I forgot what it's called, like a needle.
Yeah.
If I take a needle and just pierce it through your skin, it's gonna hurt, right?
Yes.
But there's no good reason to do that, right?
No, if there's no reason, then no.
No, there's no reason. It's no. Okay, but what if I told you, well, me piercing your skin would be like, oh, but I get something out of it. I'm learning how to do a certain movement by me piercing your skin. Would that justify me piercing your skin, causing you pain or something?
Yes.
Would it?
Got
Would it be
it.
justified?
Yes, because if you learn, you become better at it. So
Yeah.
maybe after 3 times it doesn't hurt no more. So
Well-
then you keep become better.
What
and
if I
then
had another way to practice without piercing your skin?
like what?
Yeah, would it be okay? Would it be fair for me to choose to pierce your skin? Maybe you never chose to be in that
No.
position.
If there's other way, you just choose the other way. But if you can practice on, let's say, an animal, then if that makes you better, and it maybe it's also better for other animals in the future, then yeah, it's.
And now we come to animals. That's an interesting thing you're saying, but what if I had another way of practicing and not on an animal? Because the animal would also feel pain.
Yes.
Would it be justified for me to practice on the animal?
Yes. It's animal. Animals will always have pain. It's nature, right?
Yeah, but like, if I could practice on a doll and I choose to practice on an animal, even though I could cause pain to the animal, would it be justified for me to choose to practice on the animal?
No, then you have a doll. So then go for the doll.
Yeah, exactly. So when I have an alternative where when I don't cause pain or suffering to an individual, I shouldn't do that, right?
No. If there's another option, a safer option, then always go safe. But
Okay. Do you think that when we choose to buy products, for example, for meat, cheese, eggs, we have other alternatives?
yes.
And do you think that in the production of those products, we are causing harm to the animals that we're farming?
No.
No?
No, because we only use the products, and the animals will farm it no matter what.
Well, take for instance dairy cows, right? Why do you think cows produce milk?
Sorry?
Why do cows produce milk?
Because they eat grass. And
No. So cows produce milk. They're mammals. They produce milk once they have a baby. So they do it for their baby. So do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers impregnate them?
When they're like locked up on a farm, then farmers. When they're in nature, they're by themselves.
Yeah. So in a farm, you're right. Farmers impregnate them. Do you think that's fair for us to choose to impregnate a cow for a product we don't need?
Yes, because people also need milk. So then
No, we don't need it, right? Like there's no
of course.
necessity for it. You can say you want it. You can say you
Yes.
enjoy it, but that doesn't mean we need it, right?
No, but it's like the cow wants a child. They never ask a child.
Yeah, sure, but I can also say that by when I choose to violate the rights of anybody, right? I could say, well, maybe they wanted a child, even though I forced them into that position, right? It's still a forceful position to put them in. And either way, after the baby is born, we take the baby away from their mothers. Do you know why we do that?
So that we can take the milk from the mothers.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Well, you're smart. A lot of
That's
people
like-
don't get that. Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah. Do you think that's fair to take the baby away from their mother so that we can take the milk?
No, yes, because the baby doesn't die. So
So if we did all this to dogs, it would be fair.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but the dogs don't give milk, so I don't know what you're
Of course, dogs give milk. Yeah, that's how a dog feeds their babies with
Yeah.
milk. If the baby is born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
To what? To the baby dogs, or
If the baby is born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
they go to adoption centrum, so other
No,
people
they get
can have
killed.
dogs killed. Yeah,
Yeah.
Then for meat for.
Well,
other
not the
dogs.
dogs. I mean, like the cows.
Oh, cows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get killed. Yeah, right. That's then for.
Do you think that's fair?
For the meat in our shops. So.
Do you think that's fair
Um,
to kill babies because they don't produce
if
milk?
they didn't, if the mother cow didn't want a child and then we kill the child, then it's like yeah.
Well, the
then-
mother
then,
cow
then we
did
have
not
milk
wa-
and we have food. So.
So we
don't
force
mind.
So just to be clear, we're forcing the cow to have a child. We're taking the child away from them when they have the child, and we're killing the child afterwards. All of this for a trivial product. Do you think that's fair?
Sounds human.
Okay. But what is the difference between a cow and another human that justifies this?
That we can talk and say what we want and a cow can't.
Fair enough. So if we take a human being who cannot talk or say what they want, would it be okay to do this to them?
To a human being?
Yeah.
No, because humans always are different. Because it's more personal to say something, to do something to a human. A cow is its only purpose that we have it is for milk and for eating grass and for a farm. And
All,
for the-
all
for the
this is something that
products, 'cause
we
no one-
decided, right? All
Yes.
this isn't something that they got to decide. We can decide that also for humans who we have power over. Like we could say, for example, if we started growing humans who are intellectually challenged, who are just as smart as any other animal, who cannot speak, who don't have anything else, we could say, well, you know what? These people, their purpose is to be our slaves. We could literally say that because we have power over them. Would that be fair for us to put them in that position?
I mean, nothing is
They
fair.
can't tell
and
us-
if it works, right? So,
would that be fair?
It's not the right way to do it. It's not, nothing is really fair, but I think...
I mean, there are fair things. What do you mean? If somebody gives consent for something to happen to them, that's fair.
Then it's fair, but it's more like from birth you don't get to decide anything because you can speak. Like you need to learn that in maybe 3-4 years. Then you need to learn to choose the right things.
Yeah, but
And
in those
cows
situations-
can do all of that.
In
so-
those situations, the parents that take care of you, they look after your interests, right?
Yeah.
Like a parent sends you to school because they know that's good for you.
Yeah.
If the parent does something that is good for them and it's detrimental to you, then that wouldn't be fair. But if they're trying to do something for you because you cannot consent, because you don't know any better,
Yes.
they're doing it in a way that is better for you and it's fair. What we do to these cows isn't for their betterment, right? It's for our
Yeah.
own. It's for our own selfish
Yes.
wants. Do you think it's fair to do this to them because it's for our own selfish wants?
It's like how much do we do for the cows? How much do the cows for us? Like it's like
Well, the cows don't do anything for us in particular. They are forced in a situation, right? They are essentially forced to be enslaved and then killed by us.
no, but what's better? We put them all back in the free world and they get eaten by whatever walks out there, wolves, all that, and we don't get any of it. So humans will go down by it, and the cows will also die in other ways.
Are these the only two
or-
options?
Or or we don't get the milk and the food.
Are these the only two options?
Now, what do you want to do with the cows if we don't use them no more?
Well, I just described it to you that we bring them into existence.
Yeah.
So if we stop bringing them to existence, what would happen?
The extent.
Well,
They would-
they would probably have a couple of babies on their own and they would mind their own business, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you concerned about what use do koalas have for you?
Koalas, I don't care about koalas.
Yeah, there you go. So there are animals on this planet who can just mind their own business, mind their own life without
they-
you
but
having
they
to have a
also die.
specific use for them.
No, because we don't eat the koala meat.
Well, you
It's-
could, right? Like, it's the same thing. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, we could literally pick any other animal on this planet and do exactly the same thing to them.
But what if we did it with? What if we leave the cows alone and we did it with koalas? Then we'll be talking here about koalas. So it will
Yeah,
never be fair
but it's
for
just
an
as bad.
animal.
Exactly,
But we
but-
can't also do it with humans.
But
so
we don't need to do
choose.
it. But we don't need to do it to anybody. That's
No,
the
but
question.
then you go to the shop and you don't have milk, you don't have meat.
You have
don't
plant-based
have-
milk. You have
but
plant-based
that's-
milk.
but
You have
that's not
plant-based cheese.
also plant-based. It's like it doesn't come from any animal. So it's
Exactly.
like all
There's
from
no
plants.
no animal was exploited or killed. Why would that be bad?
Then it's all from plants.
Yeah.
So we kill the plants then. Did they choose to die for so that we don't kill the animals?
Do you think a plant can make choices?
No.
There you go. So we already solved that problem.
Can
a
a
plant
cow,
isn't an
can a cow
individual.
make choices?
Yes.
Like what?
A cow is a sentient being. We have
Yes.
evidence. There's the Declaration of Consciousness by Cambridge. We have the Declaration of Consciousness from New York. All of these are evidence that animals are sentient. They're individuals. They have emotions. They make choices. They remember. They have memories. You know, they think. They dream. They do everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not intelligent enough to verbalize all that. But they can do all
Why don't they choose to not get killed by us? Why don't they? Only because they can speak.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me that if a woman gets raped, it's her choice to get raped?
No.
So
I
why
was
did
never
she?
talking about a woman.
No, but let me explain. She ended up in that situation because somebody overpowered her. Correct?
Yeah.
Is that not exactly the same situation that the cow is in? Somebody overpowered her.
Not every cow is alone.
Doesn't matter if they're alone or not. Somebody overpowered her. Just like that. Not every woman is alone, but somebody overpowers them.
Yeah.
When they reach the situation, it's because somebody overpowered her. It's not necessarily their fault. They're just somebody overpowered her.
Yes.
Do you think it's fair to do this to animals? Again, I don't know.
I think
It's the third time I ask and probably the last time.
I think it's the right thing to do to the animals.
So if we did it to dogs, it would be fair.
Yes. If people get the better of it, then yes.
So you're in favor of killing dogs and eating them, even though there's no need for it.
I mean, we need to fill the grocery stores with meat, right? And,
So
and-
wait,
and
wait.
if we all like dog,
That's a good
dog
question.
meat,
Wait, so we need to fill the grocery stores with meat.
then yes.
All the animals die off. They just all get a virus.
Yeah.
Should we fill the grocery stores with human meat then?
No, because why would humans?
So
eat
what do we
humans?
do in that situation? Because you said we need to fill the grocery stores with meat.
Yeah. So we need animal meat for.
So what do we do in a situation where there's no more animals other than humans?
That's not realistic. So,
Of course it's realistic.
so all the animals.
It's
will die,
highly.
will
I can
vanish.
explain to you why it's highly realistic. Is because all the zoonotic diseases that have emerged from animal agriculture are because we keep all these animals in tight containers, and because they're so genetically similar, because we selectively bred them, because we control the breeding process, that they're so similar genetically that their immune system is also very similar. So that means if if we get a highly infectious pathogen that affects one, it will affect all of them at the same time. So we can easily go through a scenario where all of these animals die off. Easily. It's not even
Every animal.
Yeah.
Every fish.
Every domesticated animal for sure. And we don't have enough wild animals to fill the supermarkets because there just isn't. We kill 90 billion land animals per year for our food and 3 trillion when it comes to fish. So we don't have nearly enough animals unless we actually farm them. So we would reach a situation where we would have to fill the supermarkets with some form of flesh. What kind of flesh should we fill them? With human flesh?
Then we have plant-based, but
Okay.
now that we have meat, let's eat the meat. Like if it don't happen, the virus and all that stuff, then let's keep it like the way it always been. Because
Well-
there is a reason people did it, right?
Well, the reason was the reason why we did it is because at some point we needed to. Now we no longer need to do it.
Yes.
And you could also justify any form of injustice by saying there was a reason why. Like, for example, women didn't have rights for thousands of years. Do you think there was a good reason why women didn't have rights for thousands of years?
Right, yeah.
There was a good reason for women not having rights for thousands of years?
Oh no. But that's like I didn't live that time, so I don't know. I don't care about
But
it.
do you think that if you were born during that time, would you have stood up and said women should have rights?
I mean, if I was a man, yeah. So like, it's like yeah, but for that time it's normal, right? It was like they
So you would have just done what everyone else said, and you would have said women probably shouldn't have rights.
I think I would never be in a position to even speak up. So, and I'm still today not in a position to.
You're not in a
speak.
position to speak. I can easily say women should have rights.
Yes, but
Animals
but
should
now
have
they have.
rights. It's fairly simple to say
But
it.
animals, what rights would animals have is they can speak.
Well, the same right that we deserve, the right to experience life, because we all deserve to experience life.
But some animals have. So why not keep a few of them back so that we can live and be the better man of it?
I mean, I'm not for slavery. You know, farming is slavery by default. You realize that, right?
Farming isn't. Farming is farming.
Okay, so wait, if we
slavery is making them work and work and work and work.
Oh,
and,
so wait,
and,
if I-
and they're working and they will die, but it's an animal. It's not a human. You cannot treat
human is an animal
like
also, yeah.
Yes, but we're more intelligence and we have personalities and we can talk.
Animals have
and we can-
personalities also. But
Yes, but
this intelligence and we can talk is very ableist of you to say, because as I said, if we equalize it and we say a human being has none of that, would you be okay with farming them?
Farming what?
Humans who cannot talk or have
No,
intelligence.
it's a human.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would you be okay with farming them?
No, because it's a human.
So what's the difference then?
That an animal is an animal and a human is a human.
Well, a human is an animal.
Yes, but a human is a different type of animal.
Sure. So what's the difference exactly?
The difference is that I can recognize myself in you because I'm a human. I'm a
But
man.
these individuals cannot recognize themselves. No, we've already established that.
All right, then they have a free pass, I think.
So then it's okay to enslave
because
them
why
or
would
farm
we,
them?
Why would we do that to humans?
For the same reason we do it to animals, just because we get benefit from it.
Yes. Then if in some countries they will do that, yes. But
And you would be okay with it?
They're already doing it in China, right?
Would you be okay with it?
fabrics, I don't care about it.
You don't care about it. So you don't think it's neither bad nor good.
It's not up to me.
Bro, I don't know why you're biting all these bullets, but it's kind of sickening the minute that you start justifying slavery of humans. It's kind of sickening. I'm sorry, but I hope you learn. You're very young, and I hope you learn to realize that injustice can affect you at any time, and whenever there's one person, one individual who suffers from injustice, it can always be you suffering from injustice also. I'm just saying, okay?
All right.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Horrible little child, huh? Horrible person. It's getting warmer, by the way. I mean, there's nothing I can really do about apathy, can I? I think there's some people will always be a little bit apathetic towards it, and sometimes people will always bite these ridiculous bullets. We just do our best, you know. We try to continue trying to explain, to be logical and smart about it. And if you're liking this stream, everyone, remember to hit that like. Let's see who we have in here. Hit a 1 if you're vegan, hit a 2 if you're thinking about being vegan, and type anything else if you're not vegan and you think vegans are ultra cool. Oh, I see we got somebody who thinks vegans are ultra cool. Another person who thinks vegans are ultra cool. Some people who think they want to be vegan, that's cool. Tofu builds muscle. Yeah, Maurice Elkin. It's pretty good, huh? Again, this is the injured arm, so it's still good. Anything else? Yeah, thank you. You're right, vegans are ultra cool. Have you been to Prague? I have once, a long time ago. It's been a while. We got a little triggered person in the chat. For every animal you don't eat, I'm eating 3. You know, bro, you're harming yourself and you're responsible for the things that you do. But if you're so triggered by it that you're willing to commit violence towards other beings, I don't know.
You speak English?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 26 this year.
26? Okay, you look young. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No worries. Okay, cool. You want to come here's the train view?
Sure.
Yeah. What's your name? Can you come a bit closer? Yeah, nice. Love it. What's your name?
My name is Shaquille.
Shaquille? I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Shaquille?
Malaysia.
Malaysia?
Yeah.
Are you named after O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal?
A lot of people ask me that question.
A
and
lot
I
of
think
people?
pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
I think,
okay,
My
okay.
dad said there was a football player in Man United with the name
okay.
Shaquille, so I'm not really sure, but probably.
Okay, I that's the only other Shaquille I know. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool, that's cool. Shaquille, I'm Chip. I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals. I have a pet dog myself.
You have a pet dog?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What's their name?
Lulu,
Lulu.
her name, yeah.
Her name.
Yeah.
Love it. How do you see Lulu? Do you see Lulu as like object around the house or like an individual who has their own personality and
She's
stuff?
like a family around the house.
She's a family member.
Yeah, sister like that, yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Do you think that Lulu? Would it be fair if somebody harmed Lulu?
No.
No. What would you do if somebody tried to harm Lulu?
I'd probably return in kind.
You would be upset, right? You'd be
Yeah.
really upset.
Yeah.
But what if Lulu had a friend, also another dog, and they weren't part of your family? Would it be okay to harm that other dog?
I mean, not exact for no reason, no. You know, but you know, for example, if that dog was a rabid dog, then I would.
No, let's say they're innocent, they did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
But
then-
somebody wants to exercise, they want to build muscle. So what they'll do is they take this dog, they kill them, and then they use them as a punching bag.
Then no, of course not. Yeah.
That would not be okay?
Yeah.
But this person needs to exercise, so why would that be wrong?
I mean, there's a lot other ways to exercise. You wouldn't need to kill a dog to do that.
Okay, so if there's other ways to do it, killing an animal would be wrong, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that should apply also to all other animals, like farm animals?
Yeah, I think that if there's a certain degree in which we can live without harming animals, then we should do that. I think it also is to a certain degree of rationality. It's the same way I feel about a lot of things, regarding global warming and oil and everything. If there's an alternative and we can reach to an extent that alternative, then yes. But realistically, it's the implementing the changes needs everyone to be on board. And I think one of the you can say side effects, the good side or bad side of being humans, is that you will always have a large group that disagrees.
Why do we need everyone to be on board in order for us to not choose to exploit animals?
Because then it's a matter of rights, right? So
Yeah.
then if you're infringing on someone else's rights, then it becomes a question of.
But let's put it this way. If you choose to infringe on the rights of a dog, I choose to infringe on the rights of a dog, he chooses to infringe on the rights of a dog, he chooses to infringe on the rights of a dog. Every single person out there infringes the rights of a dog.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to stop, don't you think that would make a difference to an animal?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right? So does it matter? Should everyone stop?
Yeah, no, well, that's what I'm saying. So I choose to stop. I choose
Yeah.
to do what I can do to
Yeah.
make that difference. And I think that those who can do something should do something.
Yeah.
And end of the day, the changes that we make, even one person makes a big difference. But I'm just talking about the point I was making was for the majority that don't.
Yeah.
Do
Do you think you should be vegan then?
I should probably, but it's not a.
Why not? Why aren't you vegan yet?
I mean, to be quite fair, I'm the kind of person where I like meat. No, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say I don't like meat. I do love meat. Being vegan, I think it takes a lot of willpower to resist, I guess, meat. I would say that for vegans. But then again,
Not really, no. But
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, for those who kind of are partial to meat, for me, I'm partial to meat. But for those who are vegans, I think for me it's a challenge. For others, maybe not so. I would like it's a great thought experiment. Like having this conversation made me think about it. But yeah, it'd probably take a lot for me to change to go that way.
Well, who do you think it takes more energy for you to change? Like, who is it harder for you to change or for the animals who are killed for you?
That's the thing. I would say it is harder for the animals because they're dying.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the change, it's the same thing. Change really has to happen with the person.
But what's difficult about change? Because it seems to me like you go to a supermarket, you go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
For you, it's just picking a different thing. Why is that
Yeah.
difficult?
I think it's a lot to do with the taste and the craving.
Yeah.
Fighting the craving is one thing.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, for example, I've known several people, including family members, who've had iron deficiency and things that actually have affected their health. And red meat has gone a long way to kind of help that. Medically recommended by doctors also.
Oh, that's a really bad recommendation.
Yeah, I mean, but no, it's not like they're recommending that you eat excessive amounts. It's the same thing with, like I said about killing animals, right? Even early days when we had a lot of vegetables in our diet, we didn't really rely on farm animals. We only did what was necessary. We didn't kill what was necessary. And I think that is reasonable. But it's the same thing like logging. You don't excessively log when you don't need to log.
No, but
that kind of thing.
wait a minute, because you said that a doctor recommended to a family member who had a severe iron deficiency.
Yeah,
to
I
eat red
don't
meat.
know if it's specifically iron, but there was other aspects also.
Well, that's a really bad recommendation because I would say just take a supplement. Why would you tell somebody to eat
They
red
also
meat?
made the argument that supplements, we don't absorb entirely whatever we eat in that supplement. Supplements
Doesn't
are-
matter. If you take them with vitamin C, you absorb most of it, right? Doesn't really matter.
I mean, but it's again, it's a doctor's recommendation. Family do
But
what
the doctor
they do.
doesn't know nutrition, you know that?
It was a nutritionist though.
Well, wait, the nutritionist is not a doctor.
I mean, no, they were like one of his what do you call this? The doctors have their
dietitian?
dietitian. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I'm not very good with
That's
terminologies.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Maybe, like the thing about it, the doctors could recommend a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But if you say that, hey, I don't want to exploit or slaughter animals, they'll probably provide you with the solution to not exploit and slaughter animals, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so
that wasn't,
they form their recommendations based on what the common
Probably.
people want, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that is the best recommendation or that is the only recommendation.
Yeah.
So we're put yet again in this position where we have another solution, where we have another alternative, which doesn't involve harming an animal. So what exactly would justify us choosing to harm the animal then?
No, I mean, like again, I think it's also a sense of we are desensitized in many ways.
Yeah.
You know, because we look at the meat, we don't look at the slaughter.
Yeah.
You know, so I think a lot of people who've seen like animals being killed, then
100%,
they'll
yeah.
be like, you know, I'm not really feeling it now.
But
You know,
intellectually, we acknowledge that it's happening, right? Intellectually, we know what's happening.
I think that's the thing. Humans are, intellectually we may know a lot of things, but emotionally we react differently. Like it's easy to say, you know, I'm not afraid of someone being shot here or something. It's easy to say that, but then when you actually see it happen,
Yeah.
then you're terrified.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of things that affect how you view what happens. So I think the same way, like about animals, if I saw animals actively killed, I think maybe that would put me off. But it's a big change, you know, for some people. And for me, I think maybe, like you said, I'm thinking about it. I might even consider veganism, but
But what would happen, like, if, for example, if you don't find any more cows, chickens, and pigs? Hell, you find out that the dogs in the shelters, you know, the kill shelters where the dogs are killed because they can't keep them for longer, they were actually killed and they made meat out of it. And you actually tried it and it was quite nice. Would you
Oh.
pay for dog meat?
I mean, that's a very huge hypothetical. I would say, I mean, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I might actually, I don't know, maybe. But in that situation where, like, if just say like 90% of meat is not allowed and like there's no more or something like that, I might very well just be vegan because it would be economically sound for my family. You know, it would be something that I would probably go to as a like main resort, you know, for whatever requirements.
I'm a bit confused right now because first you said it's about the taste, now you're saying it's about the price. What exactly is putting you in this position where you think I'm just gonna pay for animals to be killed?
No, I mean, like, I'm not saying that I'm paying for animals to be killed per se. Like, the meat's already there. You know, if I could stop them from reaching there, that would be a great thing. But then,
But you do understand, right, that when you choose to buy this product,
Yeah.
it's not that animal that is killed. You demand that another animal get killed so that they can replace that product.
okay, I mean, that's one way to look at it. I mean,
But that's supply and demand, right? That's how it works.
that's true. But then again, like, okay, so for me, like, I'm come from Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, like, we have the thing where we have halal meat and non-halal meat and everything like that, etc. And I would say that even though the demand for certain types of meat is low, there's still a lot of them and people are still killing them. And I mean, of course, that doesn't affect my choice in buying them, but it's just that.
But you know they wouldn't farm, right? Like, imagine if nobody in the city would eat meat, do you
Yeah.
think you would find meat in any supermarket?
No, of course not. Yeah.
Exactly, right? It's still a matter of demand. And it's hard for you to classify demand as an individual because maybe you're just looking at one place
Yeah.
and you don't know how maybe in that one place, another person chose it, right? Like you don't know, you can't see the demand in a whole region.
Yeah.
But maybe the demand in that whole region does go down. And maybe by you choosing to no longer consume animal products, in fact, we have calculations of that, you could save up to 100 animals each year. And that's not a nothing, right? That's 100 animals,
Yeah.
100 individuals who have emotions just like us.
Yeah.
So why not make that choice? I understand for you it might be a little bit difficult to get off of it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a habit. You've always done it. Maybe you enjoy the taste.
Pretty much, yeah.
But don't you think it's worth it for them, for
Yeah.
100 animals' lives?
No, I mean, for me, after this conversation, definitely gonna try it out because, like, personally, I think maybe this conversation has misconstrued how much I buy meat. I don't buy it that
Yeah.
often.
That's okay, it's
You know,
okay, I
it's like
get
kind
that,
of like a once a month thing, given, like I said, economically,
Yeah.
right? You know, I buy a steak once a month. That kind of thing is a celebratory kind of meal. But otherwise, you know, I wouldn't probably resort to meat all that often. But again, I will say this: I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I am a meat lover. I won't lie. You know,
meat,
that's the thing.
I don't know. A lot of people from Asia think that chicken meat is not meat. It's still meat. Fish meat is still meat. Right?
Okay, so for fish, I would say that the conversation we've had, I wasn't taking into account fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Chicken, I was.
Yeah.
And chicken, I do have it, but not slightly more often than I have beef, which I would say is like once a month. Chicken, I would say maybe 4 or 5 times a month.
Dairy products, leather.
Dairy products, I mean, if you're talking about like milk and cheese, then yes, a lot, almost every other day.
Do you know
It's
what
like
happens to dairy cows?
No, I'm not sure.
So cows produce milk. Why do you think cows produce milk?
For their young.
Exactly. That's right. You're already smarter than I was. I thought cows just eat grass and produce milk, so you're smarter than
yeah.
Yeah, so they do for their babies. Do you think they get pregnant whenever they want to, or do you think farmers impregnate them?
I mean, I know that the concept of farm impregnation is they basically run the bulls with the calves. I mean, the cows. You know, so
Depends on the farm.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's just artificial insemination, which involves somebody jerking off a bull, taking that sperm and putting it in the vagina of a cow. I'm not
I think
gonna
that
go into
happens with horses also when they breed horses.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. In fact, a lot of the times that sperm is also sold for others because it's not. They don't make a lot of sperm, so whatever. But yeah, that's one part, right? We forcefully impregnate them. Whether we keep the bulls separate and we only put them together when we want them, it's still kind of unfair, right?
Yeah.
When the babies are born, we separate them from their mothers. Do you know why? Why farmers do that?
I think they probably don't want the milk to finish, I guess.
They don't want the milk, exactly. They don't want the babies to drink the milk. They want themselves to take the milk. On some farms, they feed them back some of the milk, but on most of them, they just give them formula and we take all the milk. Because it's a very small margin for profit and they need to sell a lot of the milk. If the baby is born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
The babies are born male, then I think they would probably turn into like, you know, the studs, you know, eventually. And then eventually
You only need one though, huh?
Is that true?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah, because you only need one for sperm. You get as much sperm as you want from one. One, maybe two, for like 20 cows.
Oh.
So most of them, they get killed. That's where veal comes from. Have you heard of veal?
Aren't they like baby calves or something like that?
Yeah. That comes from the dairy industry. So veal comes from dairy. And if they're born female, they obviously happen like their mothers. Repeated impregnation, babies taken, exploited for their milk. And around the age of 6 years old, they kill them. And cows can live 24 years. Do you know why they kill them that early?
I think it's for the meat is more tender, I guess. I don't know.
Sometimes is that, a lot of the times it's just because they're not productive enough and it's easier to just kill them. You either can't get them pregnant or the milk production declines or something like that. Sometimes in farms, for example, in bigger farms, they just have a standard and they say at 6 years old we kill the cows. It doesn't really matter anymore. So sometimes there's procedures in place to try to impregnate them and then they send them to slaughter. And sometimes in the slaughterhouse, in fact, it's like I think 20% of the cases, they're already pregnant in the slaughterhouse, so they have to kill them and the baby afterwards.
I see.
It's a pretty fucked up industry. Like, do you think all of this is worth for what we get out of it? For the trivial products that we get?
I mean, okay, I will say, this is from my point of view,
Yeah.
is that in a way, and this again, I'm not trying to be like, what do you call this? What's the word? I'm looking for the word now. Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I will say that I'm surprised at how much effort that the people go through to make the meat.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of makes sense why certain meat's more expensive.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, no, I do get like it's a lot of trouble to go just to feed people.
Yeah.
I get that. But okay, let me just try.
But what
and,
about the animals, right? Like, we keep looking at our perspective, but they feel, they have emotions, they have personalities. You recognize that your dog has that. What was their name?
Lulu?
Lulu has personality. Lulu is part of your family, you know. None of these animals are part of anybody's family, sadly, because we never chose them to be part of our family. But they could easily be, you know, like there's video online, you could throw a ball to a cow and they bring it back, they play with it. We recently, after thousands of years of enslaving cows, we realized that they can use tools. And not just that they can use tools, but they can use the same tool for multiple purposes, which is something that we've only observed in bonobo monkeys or something like that. So it's insane how smart they actually are, and we treat them like objects, you know. So,
No, actually, I would say that okay. So I may be Malaysian, but again, my heritage is Indian, and you know, a lot of Indian. If you've seen in Indian families and especially rural areas, cows are a lot like part of the family. You know, that's why they
say that.
Yeah, they deify that because it is true. Because if you, I don't know if this is like one of the things you're aware of is that a lot of Indian families in native India, those who have cows in their, they consider it blessed if you have a cow in your home and all that, and the family is fed by the milk of that cow, you know. So the whole family is taking it. So it kind of feeds into the fact that this is part of the family and you can't kill it, and that's kind of the whole culture and religion that is built around what do you call this, the country in India. So I can understand that aspect, you know, in the same way like how they feel about their cows could be the way I feel about my Lulu, you know.
Well, so I've spoken to over 3,000 people, and 1 in 8 people are Indian, right? Because there's a lot of Indian people there. So I've spoken to a lot of Indian people, and a lot of them do make this claim that cows are part of their family or something.
Yeah.
But then when you say, well, wait a minute, what if we took your sister and treating them the same way we treat the cow?
Yeah.
And they always get upset about it because never really actually part of the family. They're always just kind of like, they're still kind of like the milk making machine.
Correct. Yeah.
And when they can no longer use them in India, they don't kill them. It's true. They throw
sell
them on the street and they say,
okay.
yeah.
Because I know that they sell them off for like meats and stuff.
Or they
if
sell
need,
them off, yeah. Or they, for example, what farmers do in India is they illegally take some of the cows, because it's illegal in certain states in India,
Yeah.
and they cross the state's border with them. They take them to Bangladesh and they kill them. They take them back. And why? Because, well, India is the third exporter of beef worldwide, so
Yeah.
they're obviously killing a lot of cows, right?
Yeah.
But like even if they throw them away, even if they're all of this, like we're still treating them like an object, because we still only see them as what they can give to us.
Yeah.
The minute they stop giving to us, we consider getting rid of them.
No, I would say this, like what you mentioned. I've had another conversation regarding like men. A lot can be said for guys as well. As soon as you stop providing, you no longer become a treasured member of society. You're basically thrown on the street. So there's a lot of like semantics to it, to how animals relate to humans.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like what you're mentioning to me is the cruelty of humanity.
Yeah.
And we do have an abundance of that. So being
I
nice
completely
is
agree with you,
being
yeah.
nice is I would say a challenge in the day, because nowadays being evil is cool. For a lot of people, doing the bad thing is cool.
Have you been a victim of this type of cruelty yourself?
In what way? Sorry.
Like you said, because sometimes men are seen in this manner that if they're not providing, that they're no longer useful.
I think that it's very prevalent on the internet. I would say that.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
very
agree with
prevalent.
that.
It's
Yeah.
very viewable on the internet,
Yeah.
and I think that it's kind of like common practice where we disregard men's needs and suicidal thoughts and
Yeah.
all of those things. And it's very easy to say, men should do this, and if they don't, then they're useless. But then women have an inherent value, which they do.
And
but
also
then
have inherent value.
we do, but unfortunately, that's not commonly viewed. So you see, that's kind of like that stark difference.
It's insane, that you as a man say that, because I actually am also a women's rights activist, and women are seen the same way. I don't know if you're aware of it. They're only as good as they can provide for their family. If they look good, if they can make babies. Like, women are also classified by how their looks, how their body is, and all this kind of
But
stuff.
did you know, like, a lot of these kind of use even the term bitch and all those like bad words, sorry for using
Yeah.
bad words, but all those like negative comments were often societal pressures by other female members, and then they kind of want them to continue the so-called a lot of them view it as patriarchal pressure. But quite frankly, if you wake up in the morning thinking I want to oppress women, you really got nothing better to do. I know a lot, like thousands of men that wake up in the morning thinking, I've got to make money, I've got a family to take care, I've got children, I've got a daughter. I don't know any father that
It's
would
not really that easy, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not like patriarchy or this idea. Nobody wakes up in the morning, you're right to say, I want to oppress women.
Yeah.
A lot of people wake up in the morning by disregarding what women want. A lot of people wake up, like, the Andrew Tate type, for example, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they wake up
yeah.
they wake up ignoring completely. They wake up thinking a woman doesn't know what they want. Like, if you've been online, you've seen that so many of these red pill people are women don't know what they want. What the fuck are you talking about? They're individuals. They know what they want.
Yeah, no, I will say this.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not on the not supporting that red pill stuff at all. But I'm just talking about kind of like the core aspect is that women have an inherent value. A lot of men recognize this,
Yeah.
and again, like I'm saying, I'm not focusing on them per se. Is that because it's the same thing like you or I. We know we have an inherent value. We know that where we can do this, we can do things. Our voices need to be heard.
Do you think our inherent value comes from
Who
us
we are?
being able to do something?
No, I don't think it does. I think that just because we're human beings, we deserve that basic self-respect and that basic respect from other members of our race. But the thing is, I will say this for men and women. I think that very evidently, not only now, but especially in history, when a woman is born, right, the ability to have children is one aspect that they're just inbuilt. It's not something that people automatically look at, but it's things people know. Because, you look at any gender, in any race, in any, like animals.
Not every woman has that.
Every woman has that.
Not every woman has that ability. No.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Not every woman has that ability, but my point is that, like, even every species, the women is often protected. The women is often the matriarch. The women is often, you can say that there is evil wherever, but I'm talking about just the core value of what we are as human beings is that the woman is often the life giver, the nurturer, and that is just like primordial. That's just primal. And when women go out through life, it's a matter of protecting what they have. But when a man is born, right, It is a matter of what we can provide.
I disagree with that, but I feel like I don't want to stray the conversations in that direction necessarily. I disagree with that. I think like we live in a society where our gender doesn't really matter that much, right? We can easily, a woman can easily be whatever they want, a man can easily be whatever they want, and there's no they have this nurturing capability to them or something, right? Like we can look at nature and say, yeah, look, see, these animals do it this way, but even in nature we see how some animals don't do it that way. But there's a lot of species where the man is the one taking care of the children. There's a lot of species where the man is the one who, like a seahorse, for example, right? So it's not inherent that way. But what I mean by inherent, for example, I think I have inherent value, not because I'm human, but because I want to experience life, right? It's not the fact that I'm part of a category of individuals, because being human just means I'm a part of the categories humans, right? It just means I have a certain species. There's nothing particular about being human other than I can mate with another human.
Yeah.
So, or that I'm part of this category, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, why would that bring me value, right? What brings me value intrinsically is my experience of life. The fact that I experience life, the fact that I don't want this experience to end. And that's my value, my intrinsic value, and I don't want anyone to mess with that. It's the same for you, and it's the same for Lulu, right? You said the same for Lulu, and it's the same for any other animal. And I think we should respect that because we acknowledge that they have that value. Because even if we don't see it, we know that they want to live, that they don't want to be killed. In fact, when we send cows to slaughter, when we send chickens, when we send pigs, they always fight back. They always fight back, and they always don't want to go in that position. And still, we force them in that position, and we then fool ourselves into saying, it wasn't that bad. We do it in a painless way. We kind of need it. We just create all of these motivations behind it because we actually know that it's not a good thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with this whole information? Because we've been having this conversation for a while now.
No, I mean, it's like I said, I definitely consider veganism. Of course, it takes, I think everyone needs to like evaluate their choices.
Yeah.
For me, it's about evaluating my position. Like again, I made some choices for my health personally, because a lot of butter and beef and all that, can be really bad for you as well.
100%,
especially with heart conditions.
Yeah, I'm a
and
nutritionist. You don't have to tell me. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Everything like that. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, definitely for my health's sake, I will. But cutting it out completely, I'll be very honest, would be something very difficult for me. Because, again, like the familiarity and the habit and everything. So cutting it out completely maybe is possible in 10, 20 years time. Never know. Because
That's a bit much.
I mean, it's a step-by-step thing. You got to baby step it. You
Here's
can't,
a difficult question for you then.
Yeah.
How many more animals should be killed, exploited for you?
I mean, I would want to say none, obviously.
wanna say
We
none,
wouldn't
yeah.
want any more animals to be exploited. But again, for me, it's a matter of the situation.
Do you live here in the Netherlands, or do you live?
No, in Malaysia still.
Where do you live in Malaysia?
Do
you live, like, in a big city?
Kuala Lumpur, yeah, the city area.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you have alternatives there also that can resemble meat and stuff like that, right?
Kind of, I guess, because Malaysia is not a very big on vegan and vegetarianism.
Oh, you have a lot of tofu,
I mean,
man. Come on.
if you think
the tofu game in Asia is insane, huh?
yeah, that's a lot of the Chinese food.
Yeah.
But then again, I'll say the Chinese food also has a lot of meat options. So,
Sure, there's a lot of meat
Yeah,
options,
because
I'll say.
sometimes it's not just standalone. But I would say tofu alone, yes, I love tofu.
Yeah.
But then again, there's this sense of emptiness whenever I eat tofu.
Yeah.
I feel like it's missing something a lot
Well,
of
you
the
have to
times.
make it in a certain way, man. You have to
Yeah,
learn how
yeah.
to make it because it in itself doesn't
No,
really
I mean,
have a
like
taste,
even
right?
with the Chinese food, like
Yeah.
the way they cook it is delicious. Like I could whack it and it
Yeah.
still be like filling. But then I feel like every time I take a tofu, like I take a huge bite, I feel like the center is missing something.
Yeah.
And I'm not
the
saying it's
texture,
meat.
you mean,
Yeah,
right? It's the texture, yeah.
I feel it's like
But you can make the texture. Have you heard of soy chunks?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
So soy chunks have the texture of meat.
I see.
And what you do with them is they come up as dry. Maybe you've seen them in supermarkets. They're just dry. They're very cheap. They're like 4 times cheaper than meat.
Okay.
And they're higher in protein. They're 50% protein, 50 grams of protein per 100 grams. So they're very high in protein. So what you do is just you take a bunch of those, put them in a curry or something, or you can hydrate them with water or something. Texture is identical
Actually,
to meat.
I think I've had those in like a different kind of meal, but it was like a mee kind of meal.
Yeah.
Maybe I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're very
but yeah,
similar.
those
very
are nice,
similar.
yeah.
Like you can barely taste the difference. But let's do this. I'll give you a card. They can help you out. You have a thing here called Challenge 22. They can help you out with all of that.
Okay.
But let's just do this. Watch the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy it. And then if you don't want to be part of any of this, you have all the resources to help you out there. Okay, man?
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the
Have a good day.
conversation.
No
And you seem like a compassionate, smart guy. Don't let don't be the same as everyone in society. Because if we have to have hope that the world will change with people like you, with people who can actually make change, who actually understand that issue,
But I will say this, one thing I appreciate is intelligent discourse.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of places around the world that has stopped is when we stop talking to each other, even when we have this like opposing point of views. Like I will say this, like I've said many times, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I think that a lot of our values may be separate, may be different, and but it's important to have that conversation. And if both people are open-minded to kind of discussing the core idea, whoever side it is, that people can learn from it, and then we can still grow from it, as opposed to just hating the other side and then living in obliviousness. So for example, like all the things I know about meat, all the things you know about meat and nutrition, etc., that discourse has helped us think about it a bit more, and I think that's what's important.
Think and then also act, okay? Because they need us to act, not just think,
well,
okay? I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
day.
Cheers. Okay, my battery's dead. That was a long conversation, wasn't it? Hey, that vegan for life. Zeus. I know. I figured yours is. Good conversation. You like the ending. You see, felt like I'm trying to do what you're saying. I know you changed your name, Zeus. You told me that last week. How did you guys like the conversation so far? We're trying to be a little bit nicer. I think that whole the conversation that the Jubilee episode, I realized it's very nice to have. Sorry, I'm gonna be moving. Wait. Moving in this direction. It was nice to see, like a good reaction from people with the Jubilee episode. So it was a good dialogue. Yeah, trying to get more of that. We'll see what yields the best results. I don't know yet. No, we're gonna keep trying. That's what we're here to do. Keep trying. Fight for the animals. Maybe here. It's perfect. Yeah. Okay. How is it oppressing animals? You mean? Oh, wait. Maybe I'm a little bit in the middle. Give me a second. Let me move. I can explain to you how it's oppressing animals. Oppression means prolonged, cruel, and unjust treatment. The fact that we don't need to do this to animals is what makes it oppression. Because we're essentially saying, you know what? I'm going to put you in a position where you get to lose your whole existence, where you get to be treated like a slave while you're alive. Then you lose that whole existence because I make money out of you. Because some people enjoy the product that comes out of you. I could always make like products that people would enjoy, that I can make money out of without doing this to you. But I've just always done this, and it's easier for me to do that. That's the fucked up thing about it, isn't it? There's no necessity for any of it. We have data, we have science showing that there's no necessity for it. So to think otherwise, it's means to go against science. And I don't know how many of you are flat earthers out there, but I'm not a flat earther. Okay, I'm a person who listens to scientific evidence, and we have plenty of evidence showing that you can thrive on a plant-based diet. And you don't have to trust me, the nutritionist over here. You can just trust the evidence. I mean, I would say that's good enough, isn't it? Evidence should be good enough. Nice. Okay. There's flat earthers all over the globe. That's funny, Lynn. That was funny. Zero evidence, but your feelings make BS up? Nah, bro. We have a long-term study by Oxford saying that we can thrive on a plant-based diet, in fact showing better health outcomes for people on a plant-based diet. Not just that we can thrive, but rather that it is better. We have, I think, a Christian Adventist long-term health outcome study. So all of this is done on over 700,000 people. 700,000 people. Imagine how many people. 700,000 people. And over 30 years. A study on 700,000 people with over 30 years of data. And all that shows that you can be healthy, and in fact, a lot of the times the health outcomes are better on a plant-based diet. We're in Amsterdam, if you're asking where am I. If you buy meat locally from a reputable butcher and don't support factory farming, I don't see anything wrong with eating meat. Well, it's fairly simple. It's not about how we kill the animal, it's about the fact that we kill the animal. It's not about how we treat the animal, it's the fact that we enslave them, right? Slavery isn't bad because of the conditions that the slaves lived in. It wasn't bad because, oh no, they didn't have Netflix. It's not like if all of a sudden you give them a couch, Netflix, and a PlayStation, being a slave is justified. It's not. It's bad because you're treated like property, because you're treated like an object. That's exactly why enslaving animals is bad. But on top of that, we kill also these animals, which you can easily understand why that's bad, right? No matter how we do it, we still kill them. They're still individuals who want to live. They still have emotions. They still have a will to live. They still struggle, and they say, I don't want to die. They still give every indication to not want to be killed. Sorry, they don't. They don't want to be killed. They just don't. They don't want any of it, any of what's happening to them. But we fool ourselves into these corners. We read this one thing. Oh, maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better this way. So yeah, maybe it is better if you buy it from a local butcher than it is if you buy it from factory farming for the animal itself. But it's worse for the environment in that case, first of all, and second, it's just bad for the animal regardless. Like there's a lot of ways that you can do a bad thing. You can literally do a bad thing in a lot of ways. But if you can also choose to not do the bad thing, I would say that's what you should do. That's what I would say. Don't demand the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. Hey, you want to have a conversation? Are you okay being... How old are you?
27.
27. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
What?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sure.
You want to come here, start showing you?
Have I seen you before?
I don't know. Maybe you have.
Maybe I have.
It's not good. It's not that warm in the shade. It's warm
not
in
that
the,
warm.
the
Okay,
shade.
cool. I'll do it like
it's
this.
warm in the
Can we
sun,
go-
not in the
can you
shade.
go there? This is my good side.
Sure, that's your good side. That's fine. That's fine. What's your name?
Timo, what's
Timo.
up?
I'm
How you
Chip.
doing?
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
I think I remember a name named Timo. I'm an animal rights activist.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals, Timo?
Oh, I love animals, man.
You love animals?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay to exploit animals?
No, not exploit them. Definitely not. No.
No. Do you think that when we're farming them, we are exploiting them?
I think when we're farming anything of resources of this earth, we're exploiting it in some sort of way. But the universe will find a way to find balance.
But just to be clear, because there's two meanings to the word exploitation, right? Like there's
Sure.
obviously exploitation of resources, and then there's exploitation of individuals.
Yeah.
When I mean exploitation of animals, I mean individuals, because they are individuals, they're not resources, right?
Oh yeah, sure, man. It sucks, man, because we're basically we're breeding them to kill them, bro. That's fucked up. if you
It's
think
fucked
about
up,
it.
right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's your role in all of this? Do you demand this to happen to animals?
No, I'm just a capitalist, man. I just played a game. I don't
Are you
really,
vegan?
No, I'm not,
So
unfortunately.
you do demand it then, right?
No, I don't.
Well, if you buy an animal product, don't you think you demand the exploitation of animals for that product?
No, I don't. No,
No?
no.
So how does supply and demand work for this particular situation? If you
Supply
buy
and
an
demand?
animal product, what will happen?
Well, you eat good, right?
Yeah, what happens in order for the, let's say, supermarket to fill that shelf up? What will happen?
Yeah, it makes sense, right? But like, what I'm like, I agree with your standpoint. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like the way like animals are being bred, like sure, like it's a supply and demand thing, right? It's obviously
I think it's about the way. It's
capitalism.
about the fact that we, right? It's
Yeah,
not
sure.
about the way we do it. It's about
Let
the
me-
fact that we do it.
It's because like for me, like I cannot go out like shoot an animal, hunt and kill it because I cannot have guns in the Netherlands. When I'm in the States, I 100% do that, right? Eat my own meat. Like I'm definitely
Why don't you
pro
just choose
eating
plant-based
meat.
products?
Yeah, no, like I'm really huge on like health and longevity. And I
Same.
believe
that
like
we actually the largest studies show that longevity is very much for the plant-based diets. We have, I was just telling people, we have over 700,000 people done over 30 years in 2 studies, one by Oxford and one by the Adventist study in the US, and with over, again, 700,000 people, 30 years of data. And
show me one bodybuilder that's vegan that's not on roids that looks good.
I mean, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not on roids, and there's plenty of bodybuilders who look good. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think just the nutrient density you get from like a piece of beef liver or steak in general, it's unbeatable, man. And I'm a huge forefront of
not
like
true.
animal products, bro, like butter.
But that's not true. None of that is true, right? Like we can easily get all that nutrient density from plants, easily.
Okay, so let's say we would have done that, then you would need like way bigger volume and quantity of it, right?
Not
But
at
what
all,
is
no.
what is in the
We need
not animal kingdom?
75% less land we would need.
What is in the animal kingdom actually like as nutrient dense as beef liver? So
In the animal
not in
kingdom.
the animal kingdom.
You mean in plants?
Yeah, sure. Nothing.
You don't. But the thing about it is that you don't have to find all those nutrients in one ingredient. You can
Sure.
make a meal from multiple ingredients.
Okay. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So like basically if we take away all agriculture, you know how much like seed oil and is necessary to build fucking soybeans and stuff
What
like
is
that?
bad about soy? First of all, soy. Most of the soy is grown to feed the animals.
Yeah.
So seed oil is not used to grow beans. Seed oil is,
You need a big
something that we
industry, man.
use as a byproduct. First of all, second, so first, seed oil is not used to grow soy. Second, soy is like 80% of the soy that we grow for food. We grow it specifically to feed the animals. So if you have a problem with soy production, then you should already be vegan. And third, I don't see how that's relevant to animal rights, which is what I was saying.
So don't you like let's say
Which you were
in-
also saying that it's wrong to exploit animals. So
Sure
why
it
do
is.
something that's wrong?
Yeah, okay. I do a bunch of stuff that is maybe not ethical. It depends how you look at it. If I think it's right, it's probably right.
But you said it's wrong.
What I'm trying to say is, so going back, right, in the history of humanity, right, and we went from agriculture, right, and eating animals because they're very nutrient dense. So why all of a sudden
They're
in
not
the
nutrient
last
dense.
the last wait, let me finish, bro. Because you keep interrupting. So why all of a sudden in like the last 10 years of like humanity, now we all should stop eating animals?
Because there's no more need for it.
There's no more need for it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, but why switch something that we've been doing for over 2,000 years, right?
Because it's cruel and unjust towards sentient beings.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. I do agree with that. Sure, I do agree with that.
So why
Yeah.
continue doing it?
Because I believe it's a healthy choice for me, man. From all the
Sure.
research that I've done.
But if you can be healthy without doing this to animals, why choose to do this to animals?
Well, like, it is not only a taste thing, but like, it's also just like it's manly to just eat meat, bro. Like an animal-based products, man.
I would say a
never, like,
man chooses
get
to
rid of,
protect
like-
the defenseless creatures,
So
not
I
to
think
abuse
like
them.
shooting a fucking deer with my fucking AR-15, that's manly as hell, bro. I skin him alive and then I barbecue
It's
him.
not very manly,
That's
man.
hardcore, bro.
You doing something, you being violent towards an innocent animal.
It's not innocent, bro. It's either he dies or I die, bro.
Sure. So
Yeah.
you being violent towards an innocent animal and claiming that's manly is the least manliest thing you can do, by the way.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's the least- it's the least thing you
look at
can
it-
say.
Let's look at it from like another way. Like, I'm not gonna not eat meat, right? So, like, I do agree with some
It
standpoints.
sounds
I'm
like
not,
you're very
against-
contradictory with your own values. It sounds like your values say it's wrong to exploit animals, as we've just established at the beginning.
it's wrong to
and
do
then
a
you're
lot of things.
saying that, well, I'm going to continue doing it because I feel more of a man when I do it.
Yeah,
so
sure.
essentially, what you're saying is, I'll do the wrong thing because it makes me feel more of a man. So
Yeah.
so let's do it this way. If raping a woman would make you feel more of a man, would you then start raping women?
No, I just don't like that.
Why not?
Do you like that?
Well, I'm not the one who's violating the
What a
rights of
fucked up-
individuals.
What
Right?
a fucked up comparison, bro. Like, when did you start being vegan?
Wait, why do you think it's a fucked up comparison?
You think like raping women and eating meat is like similar?
I think raping women and raping animals is similar, right?
Yeah, no, it's not. Of course not.
Excuse me, wait.
Raping,
the act of
killing
raping
animals?
The act of raping an individual.
You're comparing fucking animals with women, bro.
I'm comparing. Yeah, women are animals just like we are animals.
This nigga said women are animals, bro.
First of all,
y'all
please don't use
dudes,
the
y'all
N-word.
people watching this, bro.
Do you think humans
how
are
many
not
views
animals?
you got? Wait, how many? 117. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so this dude is selling women are animals, guys.
Yeah, men are also animals.
Okay.
Do you think you're not an animal?
No, I don't think I'm an animal, bro.
No. What's an animal?
An animal? Like
Yeah.
we're humans, right?
Yeah, humans are
humans
animals.
and animals.
Yeah, we're mammals.
We're
We're
mammals.
apes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're evolved apes, right? Yeah.
No,
sure.
all apes are evolved. We're just a different type of ape.
Talking ape. Talking ape. So should a lion then also stop consuming meat?
Does a lion have alternatives?
Yeah, sure. You can also eat plants, right?
No, they're
Of course,
they're
of course you
carnivore.
can. I'm a carnivore as well, my nigga. What
You're
you
an
talking about?
omnivore, and
No,
I
I'm
asked
not.
you politely to not use that word.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
'Cause
sorry.
a
Well,
whi-
I don't
'cause a
want you to
white
use the word
person-
rape, bro.
A white person using a word that's been used to oppress a certain group of individuals is highly insensitive.
You're talking about rape and shit, bro. Like I can say whatever the fuck I want. What are you talking about?
I'm asking you nicely to not say that word. I mean, you can behave as shitty as you want to behave, but I'm just asking you nicely to behave like a man, how you
Yeah,
want to
sure.
be
I thought
portrayed,
this-
right?
yeah, but I thought
would
this
say a
convo was
man
gonna be a little bit different, bro.
A man
you
is
should have
trying
said
to
I'm a
be
vegan
smart
right
about it,
Yeah,
right?
but you should have said I'm a vegan right activist on that sign. I
I
thought
said
it was
I'm an
gonna be
animal
some
rights activist.
cool social experiment. Like this is like freaking like vegan propaganda, bro.
What's propaganda?
It is, bro.
What does the word propaganda mean?
Okay, cool.
What-
Can
what-
we
what
switch
is the word
topics or not?
propaganda mean?
Can we switch topics or not?
What does the word propaganda mean?
Why does that matter in this
Because
context?
you just formed a statement, and I would like to debunk that statement that you made. So what does the
Okay.
word propaganda
Well, you're not
mean?
getting it out of me, man. No, we can
'Cause you
either
don't
switch
know.
topics.
So you don't know
Or I
what
can go.
propaganda means. You're using words that you don't know what they mean. You're such a man. Jesus Christ. You feel threatened? Is your manhood threatened right now?
No, not my G.
Okay.
But you got off at the wrong foot immediately. Man.
Sure.
Trying to prove a point, man.
Yeah,
trying to
sure.
have like a normal convo.
Sure.
That's what you have.
I'm sure you are. You sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't last, bro, in the real world.
Sure.
I'll tell you that, bro.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well,
normal
at least
to
I know what
people, 'cause you
propaganda.
don't
At least
know.
I know what words mean before I use them. So.
How funny, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. Let me tell you what, right? The way you talk to people, that is maybe something that works for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is not how shit works in
Yeah.
the real world.
Yeah.
Like, what has this gotten you so far? Like,
Well, you don't know how
explaining to
supply and
people.
demand works, so I don't know if I should
No,
trust you to
but I
tell me
was
how the
open-
world
I
works.
was open for you to explain it to me.
Yeah.
And I did agree with some standpoints.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, what I'm saying is kind of contradictory, right? It's like, but I'm not going to change my way of living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep exploiting animals.
Well,
For your pleasure.
If that is in your mind exploitation, you're also
You just
exploiting.
admit it, that's exploitation.
You keep interrupting, right?
Here
So
we
let me
go.
tell you
Here comes the pointing at me fingers. So let's imagine that if I did exploit them, why would that matter?
Wait, so okay.
Would that
let's-
make the argument any less
listen,
valuable?
listen,
Do you know what the
listen.
appeal
I'm
to
trying to have a
hypocrisy
normal
is?
argument with you. It's very difficult, right? So you wearing these clothes is also exploiting something, right? It's exploiting people in lower wage countries.
Not at all.
to
They're
make
actually all
these
my clothes that I buy. I either
They're
buy
not.
them second hand,
I'm in
I get them
fashion,
as
and that is
gifts,
not true. And
100%,
this setup
or
is
they're made in the
built-
Netherlands.
This is built with fossil
Second
oil,
hand.
fossil fuel. Okay, but it has been built before.
It
right?
doesn't create demand.
Exactly, but like the animal is that with this logic that you use right now. Oh, but it's already being built, so I'm using something that
No,
has
this is
already
second
been
hand.
used.
It doesn't
exactly.
create demand.
Exactly, right? So it's
Do you understand supply and demand?
sure, but like
Can you explain how supply and demand works?
Okay, man, we're not gonna have this convo, man. Like,
It seems like you
Like-
don't understand how supply and demand works.
yeah, it feels also like you're kind of hypocritical towards like the
What is a
things-
hypocrite?
Your beliefs.
What is a
I'm
hypocrite?
Gonna, I'm gonna leave.
What is a hypocrite?
This dude, guys.
I did not consent for you touching me.
Okay.
I understand it's difficult for you to know what consent is, but maybe learn also what consent is next time.
You know, I want to start an argument. Like, do it off camera, bro.
I told you, maybe learn what consent
If you wanna
is.
start a-
Don't
like
touch
an
somebody.
argument like this,
Don't touch
do
somebody
it
if
off
they did
camera.
not give consent. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
but if you want to start an argument like this, do it
Sure.
off camera. Okay?
I said maybe learn what
Yeah,
consent
okay.
is.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, dude. If you
Do you know what consent is?
Like this, do it off camera.
Do you know what
okay?
consent is? His manlyhood was all in trouble. Look at him walking away, all upset. Wow. I think when Navia, I think when I asked him, yeah, like he had all this seed oils bullshit. Well, I think when I asked him, you touched a nerve? I know I touched a nerve, Rich. When I asked him about what does that word mean that he was using, he got really upset. He really upset. Like he was all of his laughing, all of it stopped. Whatever. But I was very calm, wasn't I? I was nice and calm. I started roasting him after he started saying nonsense. Hey man, thanks for helping me go vegan 6 months. Fuck yeah, Master Dave. You're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Master Dave. I appreciate you. W for Master Dave. W in the chat for Master Dave. So I have heard that you are a vegan rights activist. I'm a vegan rights activist, yeah. I think this would have been a really good person to talk about women also, huh? You would have seen the insane view that he seemed like a red pill type of guy. He was touching you in a very... It doesn't matter how you're touching somebody, bro. You cannot just touch somebody. Especially, come on, like saying that he was touching me in a very friendly manner after the conversation we had is so illogical. It's so passive aggressive. No, after the conversation we had, after I walked away, you don't just get to come and touch somebody and be like, oh, come on, bro. No, you don't. You need consent for touching somebody. That's why you give the hand like this so that the other person gives the hand back. You don't just get to touch somebody because you want to. That's not consensual. You need to understand that it's pretty simple concepts of consent. He was hitting on me, says Navia, yeah. Chip, you gotta explain them what an analogy is so they focus on the logic and not on the example itself. I thought he would have understood it though. Thank you, Alexandra. And it's awesome to see you here, Alexandra. Thank you. You're right, Alexandra. Imagine claiming to be such a man for eating meat while you are standing next to a vegan bodybuilder. Yeah, he was like, I feel more of a man if I exploit innocent animals. Like, imagine that. Imagine that. What a shitty thing to say. I feel bad for him in a way. I feel like bad for him for the fact that he feels that way. I feel really bad for him. It's not a nice place to be in, you know. So to be in this position where you think your manlyhood is dependent on consuming animal products. To be that triggered, or to be, well, not triggered, but like that insecure about it. Yeah. Let it go? Well, that's what I generally do. I guess you're new to the stream, but hello, Unsung Arc. But this is what I generally do. I speak about the people that I spoke after, or about something that's saying in the chat. And since nothing is being said in the chat that's relevant to something else, I'm just gonna keep speaking about what's in my head, which is probably the last person that I spoke to. Yeah. You have the build of a 12-year-old? I don't know, bro. I would say that's pretty good muscle. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a pretty big guy. And that's, again, I haven't trained biceps or anything like that. What does being manly even mean? Nothing, Linda. It means absolutely nothing. There's no such thing as manly or womanly. They're all just concepts we invented to define certain traits that are common amongst certain genders. They actually don't mean nothing at all, right? Like it's not like being gentle is less manly or it's more womanly. It's not. They're both traits that should apply to both genders. It's not like being strong is a manly trait. No, it can apply to both genders. Strength is generally relative, so yeah. Just saying. There's no such thing.
Deci am kilnut, чувак. А я який happy, швидко, бійці, коли не ходе.
This guy believes in 75 genders for sure. Whatever, man.
So that guy, he was in charge.
gender is nothing more than a social construct. I don't know why you guys are so tied to it. I don't even know why it matters that much, to be honest. I don't know why so many people love talking about it so much. I only talk about it when apparently I need to defend the position that some people can choose a different gender, because it's nothing more than a social construct. But you know what? Yeah. Are there a lot of ableists in the chat, Linda? I'm sorry. Hey, Stargirl, nice to see you. Chip or God? Can we eat animals or not? Who's right, man or God? Well, I think you've been duped, and I can tell you exactly how you've been duped. And God doesn't say that you can eat animals. I think I can with ease, especially if you're Christian, explain to you that God does say that you shouldn't eat animals. Duped is the word, yeah. Can you recommend meals in between conversations? That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, honestly, my lazy meal is what I do is I get these. You can buy like here in the store. You can buy roasted veggies. I think in other countries you can buy them like in a jar or something. Here you can buy them just like vacuum sealed. So I buy these roasted veggies, like a combination between carrots. Paprika, courgette, and all this stuff, and I just blend those. I put them in the blender with some nooch, a little bit of tomato sauce, a little bit of oil, and you blend that shit up. Cover your tofu in all of that. Put the tofu in the air fryer, and Bob's your uncle. That's it. And then, of course, air fried potatoes, because I freaking love potatoes. That's it. Air fried potatoes with air fried tofu and tofu sauce, I call it. That's what I do almost every day. High in micronutrients, high in protein, not very high in calories. It's actually just the right amount of calories. Also with nuts on the side. You also have to put nuts on the side. Like you have to have some fat so that some of the fat absorbing vitamins, well, you know, so that they get absorbed in fat, because tofu is not high in fat and neither are potatoes. So you need some fat to absorb all that. It's pretty easy. Bob doesn't need to be my uncle. Yeah. Smoked paprika, Lynn, that's a good one. I haven't tried putting smoked paprika in it, but now that you mentioned it, Lynn, that's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to put smoked paprika. That's a good one, Lynn. I have smoked paprika. I don't know why I haven't tried putting that in. That's a good one. Very, very good one. Where does tofu come from? Tofu is just essentially blended soybeans. Well, you take it from soy milk. It's kind of like how you make cheese from milk. You make tofu from soy milk. Tofu is amazing, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I make a lot of. I also have this recipe which is very, like I have these extremely easy, high protein, healthy recipes that I make. I also like to make this pasta, but I choose the rigatoni. You know the rigatoni, which is like the spiral. What I'd like to do is, I also, well, honestly, even now, lately I've also been using the grilled veggies also in these situations. The reason why I use these grilled veggies, by the way, everywhere is because when you blend them, you can put them in any sauce, and it's just a fuck ton of micronutrients. That's all it is. It's an infusion of micronutrients. They barely affect the taste because the combination of carrot, paprika, and courgette kind of like, you know, if it was just paprika, you could kind of tasted it. Just courgette maybe had some specific taste, but somehow all these three together, they don't have a big taste on their own. So it feels like a mild paprika. So sometimes I do the pasta, like the rigatoni that I said, with the onion, garlic. Well, obviously fry the onion, fry the garlic, and then you put the sauce with some tomato sauce. And inside of it you put the, what do you call it, soy chunks. You have to put some water also so that the soy chunks extracted. Soy chunks, that's it. Bob's your uncle again. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And the pasta in, I'm a huge fan of tomato sauce pasta. So yeah, and you get these amazing pasta. Amazing. It's so super easy. Like it takes you, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to make. High in protein, everything, yeah. Don't forget to hydrate, says Felix. Felix, I'll hydrate later. I wanna be here for at least another 45 minutes. So I don't wanna have to go to the bathroom. With tofu, honestly, just to be honest here amongst us, what I do is when I make this tofu sauce for the tofu, I don't marinate the tofu. One, because I'm lazy. You don't have the patience to marinate the tofu inside something. And two, because when I put it in the air fryer, sometimes the sauce burns it up. So the sauce burns. And I'm too lazy to deal with that. So I just air fry the tofu and then mix the sauce in. Same thing. Yeah. Smoked, baked, fried, air fried, scrambled. You can make it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, the... oh, wait. I got a notification. Can you guys still hear me okay? Do you even have a job? Yeah, I do. I'm a software engineer. That's what I'll do when I come back home. Sounds good. Yeah. These are my two most common used recipes. Oh, and of course the chili. Chili, Jesus Christ. Chili is so easy to make, chili. Chili sin carne. Oh my God, it's the easiest shit in the world, man. It's just same. Onion, well, a lot of onion. Oh God, I love the caramelized onion. And for the chili, I don't even like especially when I make these dishes like curries or chilies. I don't even want to cube the onion or something. I just cut them in big chunks, put them all like caramelize them in the pan. Then I put the again, of course, the as I said, the grilled veggies. Again, infusion of just vitamins. You wanna have a conversation? For those, I also add like a frozen kale. When you buy frozen kale, it comes in these frozen cubes. I also put one of those frozen cubes inside, and some tomato sauce. And when all that is made, I just blend it all. Then I add 2 cans of black beans, some crumbled up tofu, and obviously the spices, right? Like I think you need the curcuma is a good one for that one, but not a lot. What do you call it? Cumin. Cumin is the best one, right? So you just do all that. Bob's your uncle in. Hey, you want to have a conversation? Just asking people some questions.
I'm down for it.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Okay, just asking.
I'm gonna leave the background there for a second.
Yeah, no worries. 15, 20 minutes. Well, maybe it takes like 30 minutes because you have to let everything cook, but then it's done. You want to come here to the TV?
Yeah, of
What's your name?
course. Mark.
Mark, I'm Chip. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Where are you from, Mark?
Spain, Barcelona.
Spain? But you live in Amsterdam because you have the nice
Exactly.
the swap feet. Nice. So, Mark, I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
Well, I was a vegetarian for 7 years maybe,
Yeah.
so I do care about animals.
You say was. What happened?
I'm more flexible now.
Why is that?
I do believe that if an animal has a good life, it's not an issue to use it to feed us and to
kill them, really?
And to keep the circle of life.
You think killing an animal is okay as long as they give them a good life?
Yeah.
So, hypothetically speaking, if I take a dog, give them a good life, and when they reach the age of 1 year old, I kill them and then use their body as a punching bag, would that be okay for you?
No, probably not.
Can I ask why not? Because I did give them a good life, right? So.
Yeah, maybe 1 year old is too young. Maybe I would give them more of a life.
2 years old?
Maybe more.
Well, all the animals that we farm are killed at less than that, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question then?
Sure. But why would that be wrong? Wait, before, can you hold on to that question?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. I wanna go down this path to understand why is that wrong, what I'm doing.
Why would that be wrong?
Yeah. I need to exercise, and if I want to do it that way, why would that be wrong?
I mean, I don't think it would be intrinsically wrong, though. maybe it's not ideal, morally or ethically.
Well, ethically, right? This is what we're talking about. Morally
Yeah.
or ethically. Is it
Yeah.
right or is it wrong?
Yeah, that's right. So I guess my thought is it's not ideal, but it's not wrong.
So, just to be clear,
Yeah.
bringing dogs into existence, giving them a good life for a year or two,
Yeah.
then killing them and using their body as a punching bag is not wrong.
Why do you say a punching bag?
Because I'm gonna use their body as a punching bag.
Why? No.
Because I want to punch. I want to train for a punching bag.
No, that would be wrong, I think,
That would be. Why would that be wrong though?
because it's a matter of the use. It's the the why also matters.
I agree with you, but
So
when
if-
does the why matter? Because it seems like I need to exercise, and I'm choosing to exercise by killing the dog. So
Yeah.
why would that be wrong?
Because you don't need a dead dog to exercise.
Okay, but then wouldn't this same logic apply if I choose to eat the dog? Because I don't need to eat the dog, therefore killing them to eat them. Why would that be
Well,
any difference morally?
I mean, I'm not sure if maybe right now you could feed everyone just by plant-based.
well, first of all, you can, but second, it doesn't really matter because
Okay.
I myself could feed myself without killing an animal, right?
Yeah.
So why would that be any different? So I could kill the animal, I could kill the dog and eat them afterwards, or I could kill them and use their body as a punching bag. Why does it matter since both of them are trivial reasons? They're both optional to me.
Yeah. So I think that fundamentally, causing suffering without
Well, they're not suffering because I'm shooting them in the back of the head. They don't see it coming. They're not suffering at all. They're instantly dying.
Okay, then fundamentally, I don't think there's anything wrong to use animals or nature in general. So,
Well-
because I put fauna and flora within nature, within our environment, I don't think there's nothing fundamentally wrong in doing that, as so far as it reduces the suffering of other human beings. So, I guess my moral.
Well, I could reduce the suffering in other ways, right? That's the whole point that I'm trying to explain. So, if I choose to
you
do
say there's alternatives.
yeah, so if I choose
basically.
to if I choose to do this to a dog, right, at 1 year old, and they're killed without suffering, as I said, I shoot them in the back of the head. Are you saying that's right because it's I benefit from it?
Sorry, could you repeat?
So if I choose to bring a dog into existence,
Yeah.
for 2 years I give them a good life, and then I kill them in the back of the head without them knowing, without them suffering.
Yeah.
Are you saying that that's okay? That's right?
Depends
Because-
on why you do that.
For the same reasons, a trivial product, a trivial reason, doesn't matter what it is.
No, if it's a trivial reason, then no. If
Yeah.
it's to feed someone, maybe yes.
But feeding somebody can also be a trivial reason. For example, I could
be.
kill a dog and use their flesh to make dessert. It's not like I need dessert, right?
could be, but some people might need food. Like some people might need meat to actually, flourish.
I'm a certified nutritionist. There's nothing we need from animal products, and we have plenty of evidence nowadays showing that there's absolutely nothing we need in animal products. Are there certain exceptions? Maybe 1 in a million people, but 1 in a million will take it as it is, and even in that situations there are alternatives. But for us, for people who are not that 1 in a million people, we can pretty much be healthy. And you were vegetarian,
Yeah, but
so you know you can
for
be healthy
example,
without consuming meat.
There can be other reasons too, economical reasons, maybe convenience reasons.
So, do you think that economically speaking, if it were cheaper for me to do this, it would even if I could afford to buy the alternative, but if it's cheaper for me to kill an innocent dog,
Maybe, yeah.
It's
Could-
justified?
Maybe, yeah, you'd be justified because maybe that surplus, that economical surplus you have, maybe you're going to use it to advance society in another way.
yeah, that's kind of a stretch, right? What if I did that to a human being? What if economically
Then
speaking?
that's wrong.
Okay, so okay,
Yeah, definitely.
so what if this human being that I'm doing it to is intellectually challenged, is the same level of intelligence as that dog?
Yeah, that's
And-
still a human being.
Okay, so
But
what's the
that-
difference
that-
then?
There's a big difference, and
What is it?
I say that because, there's no real moral or ethical standards that can be brought to the table.
Well, what's the difference? What's this big difference?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. But there's you need to have some foundation, some axiom, some ethos that where all of your moral moral standards, where all of your ethical thoughts come out of. Because if you don't have that foundation, you don't really have. It's all arbitrary. Because then everything could be subjective, right? So maybe you could say killing a dog is wrong, but I could tell you why, and you could say, well, because it causes some suffering. Then I would say, what does it matter? What is that? Why is that intrinsically wrong?
Well,
right?
why is it
Then-
wrong to do this to a human?
Because I believe that humans have an intrinsic value, and I'm not saying that animals don't, but I'm saying that within a spectrum of value, there's a hierarchy.
Sure, you're saying a human being has more intrinsic value than a dog has, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I disagree with that, but you can believe that, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But the question remains, because what would be the difference between a human being and an animal that justifies killing one but not the other?
Yeah.
Because you're put in a position between choosing. Your choice isn't between killing a human or an animal. In that choice, you could make the argument that you did. But your choice is between killing an innocent animal or not, or killing an innocent human or not.
Yeah.
And you're saying in the choice when it's killing an innocent human or not, it would be wrong to kill the human.
Yeah.
But in the choice when it's killing an innocent animal or not, it would be right to kill the animal.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between these two individuals that justifies that difference in view?
Well, I guess there's multiple answers to that, but
But you said there's a
But-
big difference, and you have
Yeah.
yet to mention one single thing that's different.
well, maybe the level of consciousness, maybe.
Well,
That
if they
could
have
be-
the
that
same
could
level
be-
of consciousness that
No,
this
they
human
don't.
being.
They don't.
Well,
I
first
don't
of all,
think so. They don't.
have you heard of humans who have like hydroencephaly?
Yeah.
So humans who have hydroencephaly, they're humans who are born with parts of their brain missing.
Yeah.
So some of them have less of a lower of consciousness, as you say, than that of animals.
Yeah,
Would it
okay.
be okay to do this to them?
I don't know that, but that could be. I mean, I'm not saying that it isn't that way, but I mean, I would say there's I don't know the word in English, but there's like within black or white, there's like grays. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
But I understand what
But
you're trying
can
to
I
say.
get
But
back to you with another question? Maybe that's maybe gonna help me figure out
Sure. Go on.
what
But,
you're.
but I still, just to be clear, I still want to understand that difference. But ask me another question.
So, why do you say then that it's wrong? You're saying it's equally wrong to hurt an animal
Yeah.
than to hurt a human.
Yeah.
Then my question to you would be, why is that? Like, why would you say that is a wrong thing?
Because they don't want to be hurt.
Okay.
If a human wants to be hurt, and they're asking you to hurt them, then it's not wrong to hurt them.
Yeah.
Hurting
okay.
a human isn't inherently wrong. It's only wrong because they don't want that to happen to them. And even if you don't hurt a human, even if you try to do something good for a human, for example, I don't know, maybe if you like your ass being touched, if
Yeah.
somebody touches your ass, it's wrong because they did it without your consent, because you
Okay.
didn't specifically say that you wanted
Yeah.
it, right? Like, so at the end of the day is it's wrong to do something to somebody if they don't want that something to be done to them. And that if that somebody is an individual, it doesn't matter what race they are, what species they are, as long as they experience life,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. As long as they have an experience of life and they experience the thing that you're doing to them, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Would you say then that killing, for example, I don't know, a Nazi, someone in a war who's maybe a bad person,
It's a different situation,
and
isn't
is
it?
hurting
Like-
other people, would you then say that it's okay to hurt that person?
Yeah, because they're not an innocent person, right? When it comes to an individual not being innocent, you will do everything within your power to try to reduce the amount of harm that they're causing, or to try to stop them. You don't necessarily have to kill them or harm them, but you'll try to stop them, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, for instance, if a person had an off button, they don't. But if a person had an off button, it would be better to switch them off instead of killing them, right? Or
Yeah.
press the off
Yeah.
button, which stops all their anger and all their, right? So it's not like in a situation where you need to be violence, I think you can justify the violence. But in any situation where you don't need violence, you can never justify it, right?
Then that's I guess where I come back to my first point, which is sometimes if it reduces the suffering of other human beings, it would be justified.
But it doesn't,
to,
right?
I do
Animal,
believe it does.
animal agriculture
I do
actually
believe it
increases
does.
the suffering of animals.
No,
the
of
suffering of humans, yeah.
Why?
Why does it do that? Because first of all, it takes between. I'll just mention all the other reasons other than animals. It takes between 3 to 10 times more land to create 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein.
Okay.
So it's the number one. Well, not when it comes to food, it's obviously the number one, but it's in top 3 worst polluters in the world.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? So absolutely, you're absolutely making life worse for every single human being on planet.
Okay.
You're not making life worse for one person. You're making life a little bit worse for every single person on this planet. That's 1. 2, the slaughterhouse workers. The slaughterhouse workers are individuals who come from marginalized communities. They don't generally want to work in slaughterhouses. In fact, the turnover is a year. So a lot of the times they give up after a year because of the huge mental toll that it has on them.
Yeah.
They always end up having PTSD afterwards, so it's not good for them. So the slaughterhouse workers are suffering also when you buy these. 3, we have studies coming out more and more showing that animal products are actually detrimental also for our health. In fact, we have the largest studies comparing plant-based diets versus animal diets. There's 2 large studies that were done for 30 years on over 700,000 people, and they showed that people on a plant-based diet can live between 10 to 15% longer and have healthier lifestyles than the people who consume animal products. So there's that. There's the fact that red meat causes cancer. Health-wise, there's a lot of things.
Yeah,
but you could
okay.
also say that in a system where we say it's okay to discriminate based on something as arbitrary as species, makes it easy to discriminate based on any other thing.
No.
Because, well,
no,
why not?
For me, that's not.
What's the difference between an arbitrary thing like species and an arbitrary thing like race? They're both arbitrary.
For me, that's not arbitrary because, well, I guess it's a long conversation to discuss why humans have certain intrinsic value over other parts of nature.
Intrinsic value is equal, by the
basically
way.
because I believe, humans are a transformer of the environment. So
Intrinsic value is equal, right? Like
No.
there's no, like if a human being cannot transform the environment, you wouldn't say that they don't have intrinsic value. If a human being can
Yeah,
do,
but-
overall a human being, if we take a human being who overall can do exactly the same things that an animal can, would you say they have more intrinsic value than the animal?
no, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that.
You would say that,
I
but
would
you
say
see,
that a human, regardless
Yeah,
of his
why?
situation, is more valuable.
But is there any logic?
Yeah, because if I go to my mom, and maybe a dog bited me, okay? Imagine the situation, a dog bited me, and we started to fight with the dog, and I killed the dog because he bited me. Do you think that in a court of law, or because that dog, whatever, do you think that in a court of law, or in a simple situation as, the owner of the dog and my mother,
Yeah.
do you really think
So
that
legality,
dog-
the
that
way we
dog-
built our society is what you're saying? This
no,
is the
but
difference?
do you think really that dog and a human would have the same value? Don't
Probably
you think
not
that
because it's of the society that we created, but this isn't intrinsic value, this is extrinsic value that you're talking about. We're talking about intrinsic value, and you said intrinsically
Yeah,
a
but-
human would still have more value.
Yeah.
So that means if we take it in isolation, that means we put a human being in isolation, in an isolated place. There's absolutely no nature, no nothing. Why would that human being, who has the same capabilities as the animal, have more intrinsic value than an animal who's also in isolation?
Well, mainly because I believe that our moral standards are like, I guess, the way we've built our ethics comes from different places,
But this is again about...
Greek philosophy also, and a big part comes from the Judeo-Christian vision that all humans have intrinsic value because all humans are created in the image of God.
But that's not
And-
true, is it? So it doesn't really
Sorry?
matter. That's not true, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, for you it's not true, but you still have to prove that wrong to me.
No.
Wait
You
a second.
cannot prove that statement. I don't have to prove it wrong. You
No.
have to prove it right.
No.
The burden of
That's-
proof falls
no.
on you if you make such a claim. So can
No,
you explain
wait-
to me?
wait a second. Yeah,
can
yeah,
you prove
yeah.
that a human being was built in the image of God?
Yeah, wait a second. That's a long conversation, but
But you can't prove it.
well, yeah, that's the reason. That's why actually, because you also cannot prove that for me it's not. That's how I see morality. Okay, and after that I will have to live. But
Whatever God says.
no. So there's morality is a spectrum. Okay, you have the ideal, and the ideal is truth, where there's a specific way in which is the best way to act, and you need that ideal.
And do you think
because
the
wait a
best way?
second,
Do you think the
can
best
I-
way
can
to
I-
act
Can
is,
I finish?
is
Can I finish?
cut the throats of animals?
No, can I finish? So in that best way to act, okay, you have. Sorry, I was saying there's a spectrum. There's the ideal, that is truth, that is the best way to act, and you need that ideal because in order to orient your life and to decide, you need a hierarchy of values. You need something that tells you that is better than that, and that's where moral.
So which one is better? Okay.
I'm going to finish in
I
in
get
one
what
minute.
you're meaning, but-
And this spectrum, it falls from the ideal to the farthest to the ideal.
But this is
Right?
extrinsic
And-
value of scale, what you have. Everyone
wait.
has that. But the question is, I agree with you, like everyone has an extrinsic value scale, right? Like you, for example, have less value to
But
me
what
than my
I'm
family
saying is
members
that
have.
this ideal cannot, like, either we have this truth and we have to decide what
That's
is
not
this
objective,
truth.
it's subjective.
That's what we disagree. Either we have this objective truth,
If
or we
humans
fall.
did-
Wait a second. Either we have this objective truth, or we fall completely into subjectivity.
It is subjective.
Well, then, if everything is subjective, I can perfectly argue that killing whatever, either animals or humans, is okay if that is good for me.
Yeah, and if you
So-
argue that, if you say that,
That's it.
then you would have to be logically consistent. And the next logical consistency thing would be that if somebody did that to you or your mother, should have no problem with it because they did it because it's good for them. So if you actually want to follow these rules of morality,
Well-
it's fine if you want to do them. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that when you will be the victim of this, you won't like it,
That's
right?
What, no, but that's what I'm
it.
saying.
So
If you-
logical
if you-
consistency is a big part of morality.
That's what I'm saying exactly. If you think that everything is subjective,
It is.
then you cannot argue anything, and we are going
I
to
just
basically.
explained to you.
Yeah, wait.
Subjective doesn't mean that it's not universally applied. Do you know what subjective and universally applied means?
Subjective and
Universally applied.
no, I don't know the difference.
So
Maybe
any form of morality or moral rules that you form, they have to be first of all sound logically, right? We can agree that they have to be logically sound. That means they don't like
where does that logic come from?
just logic that we describe the universe, right? Logic
Wait,
logic
but you
comes from the
cannot-
way we describe the
But
universe.
logic is saying, A is not equal as B, but logic cannot tell you how to act. I mean, 2
that's what
plus
I'm trying to
2,
explain.
2 plus 2,
So I'm trying to
it's
explain.
going to be 4. Okay, that's logical.
So you're making-
But science in that way, or this logic, it will not tell you how to act in the real world.
I'm trying to explain it. So you make presuppositions, and you validate those using logic. They have to be logically sound. So whatever laws you're going to be making or rules you're going to be making in regards to morality, they have to be logically sound. If they're logically sound, then they have to be universally applied. Because that means that if you're saying it's okay to kill humans because it's okay to kill humans if you benefit from it, then they have to be universally applied. That means independent of the human, it's okay to kill that human.
Yeah.
And if you say, well, no, not unless that human is me, well, then it wouldn't be logically sound because it would be
okay, I get
a logical
that,
fallacy.
I
you
get
see?
that. But
Special pleadings go.
of course. But then I believe that anyone could come up with a different type of logic, right? Maybe I come up with the logic that suffering is wrong, and I'm gonna live coherently with that, right? And live in peace with others and with animals because I believe that, and I think that logically it makes sense. And then, as you say, I'm gonna
But you know
apply
your
it.
morality is not logically sound, right?
Wait, I'm gonna finish. Then I will apply that universally, as you say, right? Okay, what happens if another group of people, maybe the Nazis, okay, come to a different type of logic, and for example, they take an idea, they twist it, and they maybe logically they say, the powerful is
That's what we did when we
legitimate?
had slavery.
legitimate. The powerful is legitimate to push whatever thing.
But that's what we did when we had slavery, right?
Exactly,
Everyone agreed.
exactly. But that's the thing that I don't believe that consensus. It's a good standard for morality.
Me neither.
Well, then I don't really understand your argument. I think that then
It's pretty simple. It just has to be logically
then I don't-
sound.
Then
You
I
know-
think your argument is broken, but because that only applies individually. If you find some type of logic and you apply it universally, that's fine. But if someone else applies another logic, and in his life, then I still will think that what that person is doing is
But I
objectively
I
wrong.
think
is
you're-
is objectively wrong.
I think
And
you're
that-
making. I think you're making this error of saying first of all, we strayed away from speaking about animals, which is what I was interested in speaking
Yeah, of
here.
course, of course.
Second of all, I think you're making this error of saying the way morality is, it's also how society has to be. No, for example, it is wrong, you will agree that it is wrong to cheat, right? It is
Yeah.
wrong to cheat on your
Okay,
partner.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean it should be forbidden in society to cheat on your partner.
Definitely.
Okay? So morality and society do not intertwine with each other.
Definitely.
Okay, we can build society based on certain moral rules and we
Yeah.
can all agree on them, but our morality within ourselves still can be different amongst each other for all the other rules. But if it is different from each other, you have to suffer the consequences. Well, you don't have to suffer the consequences, but
that
you can only say that your moral is logical,
But
your
that's
morality is
consensus.
logical if it's logically sound.
But
And
that-
yes, it does reach consensus. You know why it reaches consensus?
That's where
it
I
reaches
disagree.
consensus because logic is, well, it's not universal per se, but the rules of logic, we've constructed them universally. So in other words, for example,
But you think
when you're
that they're-
saying when
they're-
you're saying
they're
it's okay
truthful?
when you're saying it's okay to harm other animals but not humans, that's a logical fallacy. It's called special pleading. You're not providing any difference between them that
Yeah.
would justify harming them. You're just saying they're different than me, then it's okay to harm them. It's the same reason why black people didn't have rights, because we said they're different from us, then it's okay to do this to them.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why women didn't have rights, because we said, you know, they're different from us. They like all these forms of, like, you see, the lack of logic in your morals leads to this kind of things.
I think you're oversimplifying what I'm trying to say.
But you still have yet to provide me the difference between a human being and an animal
Well,
that
I
would
did.
justify killing them.
I did, and for me, and I understand that you might not agree, but
No, you just said intrinsic value, and you said that they're.
for me, it all comes back to the foundation of my morality, and
But what's the
this
difference between
spectrum,
two
this spectrum,
individuals?
this ideal.
But
you know,
just
and
to
it's a spectrum, and it's really.
But you
really,
don't understand
and it's
what
a
I'm
matter,
asking.
Wait a second. It's a matter of so much context and so much detail.
But why is it okay to kill an animal for a sandwich when you can get a
Yeah.
sandwich in another way?
Well, I think I already. No, that's fine. Maybe we could do that, but I think in some cases, killing animals is justified and is good actually.
In what case is justified to kill an animal when
To
there's
feed-
no
to feed
necessity
a
behind it?
someone who,
When there's no necessity behind it, you can do it
Yeah.
without killing an animal. How is it justified?
that might be true, but you know, if we lived in a world where there would not be any type of necessity, that might be true. I actually could agree with that. But
So
in terms of the intrinsic value between humans and animals, I don't agree with you. But I don't have any much time, but I really enjoyed the conversation,
Sure,
and
but-
I think you actually piqued my brain, so I'm going to think about what you said.
But do you think that saying that in a situation where there's no, I'll give you a card in a second. Do you think in a situation where there's no need to kill an animal, if you found out that there's no need to kill and eat animals, does that mean that you should go vegan?
Might be, but thank you. Thank you for the conversation.
What's the most important speech ever? You'll see what I mean, because
Okay.
you don't want to be part of this shit,
Which
man. It's
channel
all
is
good.
this
You have
one?
also my channel
Okay,
there.
great man, thanks for the conversation.
Have a good one. Cheers.
You too.
Yeah. Eat chorizo, not beans. Yeah, drink tea, not pee. 100%. That's the thing about it, isn't it? When we make the difference between extrinsic value and intrinsic value, when we confuse those two things, it's a little bit bad, right? Like, the difference is, like, there's no... Humans don't have more intrinsic value. They just don't. It's simple. And if you believe that they do, you have to provide an argument for why that is. And he couldn't be able to provide an argument other than humans are made in the image of God, which you cannot prove, because you cannot even prove the existence of a God. So therefore, let alone prove that the humans are made in the image of a God, right? Like, say, even if you believe that there is a God, hypothetically speaking, you think that there is a God, you still cannot prove that a human was made in the image of a God. You just have that written in a book, where at the same time in that book it says that the high rocks choose cud, which they don't, which is scientifically inaccurate. So we can't say that that book was written by somebody who knows about the world. We have several evidence that they don't know about the world, right? So in all argumentation, you cannot prove that a human was made in the image of a God. And therefore, there's no reason why you would use that as a justification to say it, so therefore human has more intrinsic value. And let's imagine that, even hypothetically speaking, that you can prove that. Let's go all the way. If you can prove that a human was made in the image of a God, why does that give you more intrinsic value? Why would that logically follow? It doesn't. Hey, you wanna have a conversation?
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
How?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Well, I prefer. Okay, no.
No, you're on. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye. I mean, this was kind of weird because he came, he looked at me, he looked at the sign, he looked at the camera, he looked at me, he looked at the sign, looked at the camera, walked, walked a little bit more, thought, and then came here. I thought it was clear that I'm live or something, but okay. So whatever, it is what it is. I could have talked to him off camera, but it just seemed like when he said no, he just seemed like to be wanting to walk away. When people are like, when I don't like to insist on people, so when they feel like they want to walk away, I don't propose it. I just let them do their own thing, and then I do my own thing. Yeah. That's the thing about it, isn't it? When we and this whole thing about morality that we was talking about wasn't great. Jesus does not exist, bro. I mean, if Jesus existed, he was definitely not a magician, as your book claims to be. And if Jesus existed, he definitely didn't love me because I did not exist at the same time. So he couldn't have loved me. Just like I cannot possibly love all human beings who will follow, he could not have possibly loved me also. So it's as simple as that. So no, Jesus does not exist currently, and he does not love me currently. And he couldn't have loved me even if he existed. Were you there? So funny. Were you there, huh? Were you there? Well, I could tell you, it's simple. There's a teapot. Somewhere in our solar system, there's a teapot that predicts the future. That's what it is. Somewhere in our solar system, there's a teapot that can predict the future. It's pretty simple. Prove me wrong. Are you there? Are you there? No. So there you go. It's pretty simple. I'm right. There's a teapot somewhere out. You see? Somebody says, no, there's not. Prove it. Prove it wrong, youngblood. Prove it. You can't prove it. This is actually a philosophical experiment, isn't it? I forgot what it's called. It's somebody's teapot. There is a lot of historical evidence that Jesus walked the earth. Absolutely none of the evidence shows that he did magic. None of the evidence says that he did magic. So the evidence that exists that he existed, well, not even that he existed, but rather that some people named Jesus existed, but not that he particularly is. You want to have a conversation?
Maybe after.
Okay. Are you not a Christian? Of course not. There's no evidence for God, so why would I be one? There's no compelling evidence. But as I just said, there's a teapot somewhere in our solar system, and it can predict the future. You want to have a conversation?
Sure, why not?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
You want to come here, stitch interview?
Am I gonna get embarrassed?
I hope not. What's your name?
Mike.
Mike, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. You want to come a little bit closer, Mike, so that I'm sure you're in? Perfect. Where are you from, Mike?
I live here in Amsterdam, but I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, you're from LA. That's cool. That's cool. One of my best friends lives in LA. That's cool. That's cool. I'm from Romania, but I also live here in Amsterdam. Mike, I'm an animal rights activist. I want to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
They're delicious.
They're delicious.
No, I mean, don't mistreat animals.
Don't mistreat animals. What if we benefit from doing so?
I mean, in what way?
What do you mean? Like just whatever kind of benefit. For example, if I take a dog, put them up to a year or two old, then I shoot them in the back of the head. They don't feel it, they don't know it, quick instant death. And then I use their body as a punching bag. I benefit by developing my body.
Yeah, obviously that would not be the ideal.
Would that be right or would that be wrong if I did that?
I see. I feel like I'm being set up for a trap here, but I would not condone that activity.
So is it right or is it wrong?
It's wrong.
It's wrong? Okay, appreciate it. Why is it wrong? Because I need to exercise.
Well, you don't need to punch dogs, dead carcasses in order to get exercise.
Oh, because I have other solutions, other alternatives.
Synthetic leather, plastic, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. So why wouldn't that apply to the animals that we farm, that we kill also for food and such?
I think it's more of a pragmatic choice, really. Like I'm not here to defend or veganism or carnivorism, meat eating. I don't have a strong argument for this. It's something I've thought about in the past.
But is there any difference between me choosing to eat the dog afterwards or me using their body as a punching bag, knowing that I have alternatives in both situations?
I think logically the answer is obviously there is a difference.
What's the difference?
Well, in one you're being intentionally cruel, and in another one you are
being intentionally cruel because I have alternatives in both situations.
I mean, if you're gonna argue that eating meat is cruel, then
I'm going to argue that exploitation and slaughter of innocent animals for a product we don't need is cruel.
I think calling an animal innocent is a little naive.
Well, I can explain what I mean by innocent. I mean innocent in the way that they did nothing wrong to us. We're not defending ourselves against them, right? Because you could say that if an animal attacks you, you could kill them because you are defending yourself. That's fine. But when I call them innocent, I mean that they did nothing wrong to us.
Yeah.
So
like.
What's the difference between these two situations where I kill the dog and eat them, or I kill the dog and use their body as a punching bag? Because both of them are not necessary, and both of them might get benefit from it.
Well, humans are animals like animals are animals, and animals eat other animals, so what makes us any different?
Exactly. So there's no difference between these two things.
So like when a tiger eats whatever tigers eat, deers or whatever, is that cruel?
Yeah, because they don't have alternatives. But for example, when a cat kills a bird, and they do it strictly for exercise, what would be the difference? It would be the same, wouldn't it?
Well,
animals also kill for exercise, so it would be okay for me to do the same.
That would be an argument against not having a bunch of feral cats running around, which I would probably agree with.
But I'm just saying, like, the natural behavior of theirs is that they can kill animals for exercise. So it happens within nature also to kill for exercise. It happens in nature also to kill for food. So knowing that we don't need to do any of them, what's the difference between these two situations, which one you claim to be wrong and the other claim to be right?
Well, if you take extreme positions, it's easy to get...
What is extreme about my position?
So, obviously, using a dead dog as a punching bag is a bit ludicrous.
Why? You still have yet to explain why.
Because it's unnecessary.
Isn't the same to use their body for food when you don't need it? It's unnecessary. So why would that be any different from eating them?
Who would argue that we don't need meat for food?
Well, we don't need to argue that because we have evidence showing that we can thrive on a plant-based diet.
Well, that's certainly true, but it's also kind of depressing, isn't it? Like if I become depressed because I can't eat meat anymore.
Oh, you're not going to become depressed. We have evidence on 30 years of data on 700,000 people. None of them became depressed by consuming plant-based diet.
Well, I gave up drinking about a year ago, and I can tell you that there are certainly moments that are less fun because I don't drink anymore, and that would not be an argument for me to go back to drinking. But
you were not going to become depressed anyway, because depression is not that. But either way, like again, what's the difference between these two situations? So wait, if I say that I'm not going to enjoy exercising unless I kick a dog, unless I do this to a dog, then if I do this to a dog is right?
I just don't buy this argument.
What do you mean? You still have yet to show me the differences between.
Well, I don't have to prove anything to you.
But logically they're exactly the same.
I don't think so.
Tell me the difference.
Like if you there's a book called The Philosophy of Money, and the guy takes two extremes. Like one, you can like maximize your investment return, or you can be extremely conservative. But in one, like you're being too risk averse, and in the other one, you're too risk seeking. And the idea is like you take a reasonable approach to find investments in the middle. And
do you see the differences between those two ways of investing?
Well, if you take anything to an extreme, it's going to be a bit silly.
Do you see the differences between those two types of investing? You said one being you take some risky investments, and one is more conservative. Do you see the differences?
Yeah.
Can you name them?
Well, if you say put all of your money under a mattress.
You don't have to name them. I'm just asking if you can name them.
I don't understand the question.
So I'm not asking you to name the differences between those two. I'm asking you if you can name the two differences between the investment that is one risky and one not risky.
Yes.
So if you can, then why is it that you can't show me the differences between these two things since they're so obvious to you?
So let's take two extreme examples. One is I don't eat any meat at all, completely plant-based, vegan, organic.
So you don't oppress any animals. Why would that be extreme?
Because I would be very sad.
Okay. So if I get pleasure from killing humans, then and I would be sad if I stop, that would be extreme for me to stop, right?
I think that's a bit reductionist.
I mean, it's exactly what you're saying, isn't it?
It's not.
You're saying you get pleasure from consuming the flesh of innocent individuals.
I do.
Yeah. So if I say I get pleasure from consuming the flesh of innocent individuals who are humans, then why should I stop? What's the difference?
Well, if you were the only human that if you answered to nobody, which I doubt is the case.
Wait, so if there were no laws to stop me, then you'd think that what I'm doing is okay?
I think you're making some assumptions about the fact that
I keep trying to ask you what the difference is between killing a dog for exercise and killing a dog for optional food. They're both optional, and you seem to think there's a big difference. You're calling one extreme and the other not, and you have yet to provide me why one is extreme, why one is not, what the difference is. You keep running around trying to give me examples of an extreme versus a non-extreme instead of actually naming what the difference is between the extreme and non-extreme version.
Well, so here's what I would argue. I would argue that trying to force something into a completely right or wrong evaluation is itself a bit useless, because right or wrong is a bit what we decide it is.
Okay, let's take it easy. I killed a dog.
Yeah.
I chop them off into pieces, and I put them in my mouth and then spit them out. Is that right or is that wrong?
I think I wouldn't argue it is right or wrong. I would argue it is cruel.
I would say, so you don't think something that is cruel is wrong?
Well, it's wrong to you and me perhaps, but maybe there's some cultures where that's standard accepted practice.
Do you think culture dictates what's right and wrong?
It does on some level, yeah.
So do you think that female genital mutilation, where it's cultural and it happens in certain parts of the world, where they cut off the clitoris of women, is that right or is that wrong?
I would not personally opt into that, and
So that's wrong. Culture does not dictate what is right or wrong.
I don't buy that.
You don't buy that? Do you think slavery was right because it was cultural?
Of course not.
Do you think women not having rights was right because it was cultural?
So
culture does not dictate what's right and wrong. So again, if I choose to take a dog and put them in my mouth and then spit them out, is that right or is that wrong?
So let me ask you this then. You keep using this right or wrong, and I think we're not agreeing on what those things are.
I'm asking about your values, not mine. My values, I know exactly what's right and wrong. I'm asking, according to you, is that right or wrong? If I choose to kill a dog, at 2 years old, they don't feel pain, chop them into pieces, put their flesh in my mouth, and then I spit it out. Is that right or is that wrong?
I'm trying to ask you, how do you decide what is right and wrong?
Well, I have moral values. I can explain what my moral values are. It's pretty simple.
And could you explain them to me, please? Because
Sure.
that would help me. That would help me respond.
Sure. If somebody doesn't want something done to them, and I don't need to do it to them, then it would be wrong for me to do it to them.
I'm inclined to agree with that.
Okay. So why wouldn't that apply to animals then?
That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. So on some level, any answer I'm going to give you is a rationalization for my desire to eat meat. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
So it's a form of motivated reasoning.
I'm not exactly unbiased here.
Yeah, but why not try to put that aside a bit and actually engage with it and think, because maybe what you're doing is wrong according to your own set of values. Well, like what would happen? In worst case scenario, you realize that what you're doing is wrong. You can still do what you want to do. Like, are you that afraid to explore your own values that you'd rather lie to yourself?
Well, what are the practical alternatives?
You mean like what we can eat?
Like, I'm raised in Western society.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up on a farm. I'm not particularly prepared to grow my own food.
Yeah.
And I'm not that great at cooking.
Yeah.
And I really don't like vegetables.
I don't think any of that is. I don't think like you don't like vegetables. I think that just like I don't like maybe that one vegetable dish, but I'm sure you put spices on whatever it is that you're eating, right?
Oh, I love spices.
Spices are vegetables.
But I hate tomatoes, I hate olives, I hate mushrooms,
Fine.
I
You
hate
like
peppers.
curries, for example?
Curry's great.
There you go. Made of also, you see, like all of these things, we may not like them in isolation, but when we put them together, magic forms. The thing about it is, though, nowadays you can go into Albert Heijn, into what do you call it, Jumbo, wherever you want, and you can get, like I saw in Jumbo yesterday, redefined meat. It's essentially the same as meat. It's the difference is so small that you would have to be really particular about it to say, no, I'm going to choose to cut the throat of an animal. Like we have so many alternatives today. Some are expensive, some are cheap, some are good, some are bad. You just have to find the ones that work for you. But there's definitely alternatives for you out there, and you can make it work. Like I'm sure you may have eaten things where you don't even taste the meat itself, where the meat wasn't the main thing, where the meat was just like for protein or for I don't know, consistency or something.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
lot of the times, the taste comes from the things we put on the side and everything else. And
It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally I'll eat, like what I think is a meat product, and I'll find out it's some very well prepared soy alternative or something like this.
Yeah, we have a lot of alternatives. That's the reality, right? And the thing is, on our side, whatever difficulty we may think we're having, like for us, I don't know, I'm choosing a meal that I maybe don't like today. Tomorrow it's going to be a bit expensive, or sometimes I may have to scale down and eat a little bit less of what I like and sometimes more of what I like. I'm just drawing the worst case scenario because, by the way, when I turned on a plant-based diet, I enjoy food a lot more, and I'm a foodie, a lot more. Because it's just like, as I said, spices are the ones that give, like vegetables are the one that gives most of the taste, and I just ended up discovering a lot more flavor to my food.
Well, since we like talking about extreme examples, let's take something like indigenous people that live in the far north, where meat is probably the only thing to eat. So
I don't have a problem.
Like fish, whales, seals, whatever they eat.
I don't have so. There's two things to be said there. If a person is in a situation where they have to consume an animal or they have to kill a human to eat, why would I say anything to that, right? I might do the same in that situation. But if you're intentionally there's two things. One, if you're in that situation, nothing to do. But if you're putting yourself intentionally in that situation, that's bad. Like, for example, if you choose to move up north so that the only thing that you can eat is meat, that would be wrong because you have alternatives here. But, right, like if I put myself in a situation where the only thing for me to do is something bad towards somebody else, and I'm still making the choice to.
So it's okay to eat meat in certain contexts? Is that what you're saying?
Of course. I'm not saying that, like, it's okay to, like, the people who crashed in the Andes, with their plane, and they started cannibalizing each other, I don't think what they did was wrong. They did it to survive.
So it's okay to eat meat when the choice is reasonable?
No, when there is no other choice.
So if somebody opens a greenhouse that is, say, economically viable in this northern town where they can then provide the local population with
then they have an obligation.
Plant-based sustenance or non-meat alternatives.
Yeah.
Would it then be unreasonable for the people of that town
100%.
to keep eating meat?
100%, yeah.
Even though you're forcing your values upon them and their cultural identity?
Values, no. It's not the cultural identity or anything. So cultural identity would mean that if I take their dishes and say, no, take these dishes. What I'm saying is I'm fighting for somebody's rights. And when it comes to cultures where somebody's rights are being violated, I personally would go in absolutely every country where individuals' rights are being violated culturally, and I would say modify your culture to no longer violate these rights. If you want, we can provide solutions, but violating somebody's rights does not, like, your culture cannot justify violations. It cannot. If you care so much about the rights violation, write it in a book, read about it, teach it in schools, whatever. You don't have to keep doing it because it's not fair to those individuals. So
if I become an eccentric billionaire and I go up to these northern communities and build a plant-based ecosystem that is
a lot of them have supermarkets, so they have access to it. But yeah.
Well, maybe not affordably, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But like, let's say these people who are not asking for any change in their way of life suddenly have access to
they should change.
a reasonable.
They should change, yeah. when we're violating
Do you think that's right?
Yeah, when we're violating somebody's rights, we need to change. It doesn't matter whether it's cultural or anything. Culture just means we've been doing it for a long time. Culture is like me, if I all of a sudden start painting my hand red and I convince a lot of people to do it and we continue doing it every one day of year or something, that can become cultural. Culture doesn't always have like some form of great significance behind it, and it can. But if when I paint my hand red and if part of my culture is painting my head red and then cutting somebody's throat, then my culture needs to end, or it needs to end that part of it.
So-
Right? Like culture can still continue without oppressing somebody else.
So if Donald Trump is my best friend and I call him up and say, hey, yeah, yeah, but now we're having some fun, right?
Yeah.
So like let's say I get Donald Trump to chip in $1 billion or whatever to commission the USS Veggie Burger.
Yeah.
And we load it up with all sorts of construction supplies, and our goal is to force the native inhabitants of Alaska and wherever else we have Northern Territories. That's probably
Yeah.
it. We're going to convert them to a 100 plant-based diet because fuck those meat-eating bastards.
Yeah.
Then we take the USS Veggie Burger up to whatever they renamed Barrow, Alaska to. We build a bunch of greenhouses, and we're growing bananas and or whatever you can grow in that climate.
Yeah, sure.
And now there's
Funny example. Okay, got it.
now there's plenty of meat alternatives up there.
Yeah.
What's the next step to?
I'm enjoying this conversation, by the way. It's kind of funny.
To completely so now we've got veggie burgers for everybody.
Yeah.
And what's the next step?
Educating them.
Educating them. Like, are we gonna force them to stop eating meat?
I don't think you can. I don't think you should force people to stop doing something until they're educated and they understand it. Yeah.
What if they don't want to be educated? Like, what if they're just completely uninterested in the USS Veggie Burger and its meat abolishing ways?
I think they should be educated. I don't know. Like, is forced.
That's a bit
Should we
Western
force them
and
to educate?
That's like.
Oh no, well, I come from Romania, man. I'm not like, this isn't a Western mentality that I think people should be forcibly educated. I think, again, when it comes to violating somebody's rights, they should be educated enough to understand that it's wrong. I'm not saying educate them on physics or anything like that.
You can go down to Indonesia and ask what the Indonesians think of being forcibly educated by the Dutch.
I'm sure it's bad, but again, I'm not claiming we should forcefully educate them about everything or about something. I'm just forcefully, I think we should educate them about the other perspectives of other individuals, about trying to make them understand.
So
and you know what? My experience, by the way, because I've spoken to people from all of these areas. I've spoken to people from Burkina Faso. I've spoken to people from Africa. I've spoken to over 3,000 people. A lot of people from the most poorest countries. People like, it's only Westerners and people like us who come up with these excuses. People from those countries, they usually say, you're right, it's wrong what we do to animals. I should stop. I don't know how. A lot of these people, a lot of the times, because they understand what oppression feels like,
and
they can
full
relate.
Disclosure, I also don't know how. I've tried eating vegan or vegetarian, and I can do it for a while, but eventually I want me some steak.
I can provide you with resources for that, but like, I'm just trying to say, like, the motivation behind all of this, right? Like, we can find flaws in everything, but at the end of the day, we know that would you rather, like, put it this way, would you rather live in a world where we exploit and slaughter 1 trillion animals each year, or one where we don't?
One where we don't would be.
That's all I'm saying, right?
I think working towards it is reasonable.
Yeah, and I don't know, like the situation that you provided, whether we should force. I'm sorry, we're just like live, if you don't mind, thank you. I don't know how, like, in these situations that you provided, maybe you're right, maybe forcing them wouldn't be the right thing. Like, I don't know what the right solution would be. Like, I don't have a good answer for all of them, but
I guess
I just know that when the people who have the options, we have also the obligation to not put them in that position because we have the options. And when we do this, they also start having the options because that's how we created the global market, right? A lot of everything that we do in the West gets exported to everything else, like culturally speaking. So what we eat, like burgers, were not a thing worldwide. Now they're a thing worldwide because US exported them worldwide, right? So if we start making plant-based eating a thing, then it will be exported also all worldwide. So it's, I think, like, we have the responsibility for ourselves first and foremost. And then, I can engage in these things. It's interesting thought experiments. And I'm not sure exactly 100% what the right solution would be in those situations, right? Because we still have the Sentinel Island. You know the Sentinel Island, where the people are, where we as civilization are not allowed to enter.
Yeah, down in the Indian Ocean.
I mean, if they cannibalize people there, which is obviously everyone disagrees with, do we have the obligation to go in there and stop them? I don't know. It's difficult. I wouldn't say so. Why? I don't know why. It's difficult, right?
Well,
I would still want to educate them, but
I think the middle ground between you and I is that there are things that you can do to reduce the consumption of meat in favor of other things. And I would argue that that would largely be at least a good long-term goal. It might be a shock to just do it tomorrow.
But the question is, what would justify you doing it even once per year, even one time per year, consuming an animal product? What would justify taking the life of an innocent animal when you can choose not to? I'm not saying think about it as a whole period. I'm saying choice by choice. We try to make the right choice, right? Like I saw this movie where they were. Yeah, take it. It's better. Otherwise, it would just end up in the canal. Nicely done. No, I saw this movie where there was this teenager who said, "I don't know what to do with my life now," because they didn't know where to go to college and stuff. And I loved what her mother said was, "You don't have to think about it. Just take it one choice by choice." And I feel like this is the same thing that I'm trying to say, right? Don't think about what you're going to do forever. Just take it choice by choice. And if you have no justification and you think it's wrong to do it, don't do it. It's as simple as that. You won't miss any of the animal products.
I think it's a little easier said than done.
It is, because our minds are constantly preoccupied by the future. I'm that way, you know. I'm going to therapy because of that, because I'm constantly preoccupied by the future and all that stuff. But it can be that way. We can't handle a choice logically and say, logically, is this the right choice, is this the wrong choice? And at least form some form of logical conclusion on whether this is the right choice or not. Do we follow the right conclusion or not? That's the next step, I would say. But the first and foremost step is every single choice we're making, at least being aware of it is the right or wrong. And if it's wrong, I would say stop. But that's just me. Because it's not wrong for us, it's wrong for somebody else. That's why I would stop, right? When it comes to me, it's easy to justify. Yeah, go on.
Let's say we both agree that the cruel and unusual consumption and treatment of animals is not great, and reducing that practice would be ideal.
I would say stopping it would be ideal. Reducing it is not ideal, no.
So this is where we start getting into like how is it worth the cost? And so what I mean is like let's say, I mean the reality is we as a society only have so much bandwidth and energy to address certain ishes. Or to address all issues is what I mean.
I get what you mean, but I'm not proposing. What do you think I'm proposing?
I'm just saying, like, let's say everybody likes the idea of transitioning to a plant-based eating, whatever you call the system of the world.
Yeah.
And so, like, okay, the question is like, how do we do that? Like, do we just get everybody to eat, plants, or do we invest in meat substitutes to win over the people that
all of it doesn't matter. The thing about it is, though, I'm not advocating for you to find a solution on how to make the whole world vegan. I'm not advocating for you to how to solve all of the world issues. I'm saying that you're making a choice every day, 3 times a day. You make this choice. You go into a supermarket, go to a restaurant, wherever you go.
Yeah.
You make this choice where you buy an animal product. Just make the other choice. You're not responsible for what others are doing. You're not. You really are not. I'm not responsible for what you'll be doing, and I'm not responsible for what everyone else is doing. Take your own responsibility for the choices and say, you know what, it's wrong to make this choice, so I'll make this choice. Whether everyone else will follow or not, that remains to be seen. And that's you can only hope that everyone else follows if you also do it, right? Like, but you're not responsible for that. Maybe me as an animal rights activist right now speaking to you on the street, I have some form of responsibility towards what people do because I speak to them. But as a vegan, like, because I'm vegan also, I don't have any responsibility. I have responsibility for my own choices. You have responsibility for your own choices. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But we've been having this conversation for a while. Let me give you a card because I've enjoyed this conversation. There's a video here called "The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear." Can you give that a watch?
Sure.
I appreciate you. And until you watch, don't consume any animal products. Do it for the animals as an exercise, okay? I appreciate you.
Have a good one.
You have my YouTube channel also there, okay? Have a good one. It was a really good conversation, wasn't it? A long conversation, but a good conversation. My camera is overheating. Yeah, but that's about it, I think, for today. Interesting. Smart. Hey, nice to see you, Smart. Give the heat to me, says Linda. Linda, it's so warm. Huh? Do we see the? Yeah, we see it. Look at it. And less here. Oh no, it's also a little bit here. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get it. Let me know in the chat after we finish the stream. Let me know what do you think about being a little bit like this. Like, I've been very calm about it. I actually kind of laughed when you that scenario that you proposed was kind of funny, kind of cool. It's kind of nice to have conversations with people like this. It's so much better than just, I don't know, the other way. Keep going, debate more people, and try to fit in the weirdest example ever. I think this was pretty good. This last one was nice. Thank you, Louis. It was a really good conversation. I also thought so. Vegan and fat, or meat eater and fit? Obviously vegan and fat, because I can change that. The only way to... It's so easy to not... Well, it's not so easy. It's easy once you know what to do, right? Like, if you don't want to be fat, just find out what your base metabolic rate is. And how much energy you consume by doing exercise, right? Your NEAT and whatever exercise you have, and just go under that by 200 or 300 calories consistently, and I don't know, in a couple of years. And if you even want to do even slower, 100 calories, and just do that consistently for years. Maybe have a refeed day from time to time where you add an extra 100 calories per week or something like that, so that you constantly don't let your body just get used to it. And Bob's your uncle. That's it. You just start losing weight, so it doesn't really matter. No, of course I would choose to not oppress animals. Why would I choose the oppression of animals? Bro just said eat 100 calories as a diet. No, I said eat 100 calories. I'm sorry if you understood that. I said 100 calories deficit every day, less. I said 100 calories less. That's what I meant. Your sun is burning. I used sunblock, but I should have reapplied. Yeah. I have it with me. I should have reapplied. Do you hate Japanese culture because what they do to sushi? Sushi can be vegan. What do you mean? Sushi doesn't have to be with fish. In fact, sushi, if I'm not mistaken, means rice. So no. Again, what I'm saying, adapt the culture. Don't change it. Adapt it. Yeah, Haz says I love sushi. Man, there's the vegan sushi bar here in Amsterdam. It's fucking delicious. Yeah, I don't know what you guys, the guys who, or some of you come onto the stream and you think like, you start saying this nonsense of how much you love certain foods and how much you love, oh, I'm gonna be eating a steak, or I'm gonna be eating some fish. Look at me, I'm an animal abuser, okay? How dare you tell me not to eat the animals? I only feel like a man if I eat the animal, okay? If the animal is in my tummy, I feel like a big man, okay? My mommy told me so, okay? Shut the fuck up. No. All of you coming into the stream and thinking you're sorry. That's kind of sorry. All of you coming into this stream and thinking that you're triggering me. You're just saying bullshit things. You're just oppressing innocent animals, bro. I've been an activist for a while now. I'm learning not to take things like that seriously. So you guys just trying to troll me doesn't really do anything other than imagine trolling somebody who fights for the rights of animals. That's so funny, man. That's so funny. Eating raw beans with carrots and broccoli. No, don't do that. That's kind of stupid. Don't. Just cook the beans. Don't eat raw beans.
Amazing.
That's bad.
Appreciate it.
Chip hurt some feelings. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, man. I didn't mean to. I'm here to speak up for animals' rights, so if your feelings got hurt, I'm sorry. That wasn't the intent. Sometimes I poke fun of you guys for the ridiculousness of the arguments, you know. But, you know, just don't come up with the stupid arguments. I won't make fun of you anymore. Yeah, well, I have so much sun cream I bought last year, at the end of the year, that I'm going to have to start using more these days. Self-described as smart, lol. Yeah, why wouldn't I be able to self-describe myself as smart? I was a math Olympic. I have pretty good arguments on my side, and I constantly learn and try to be better. That's pretty good. I would say that's smart. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, I'm just smart. Nobody cares about you making fun. I don't know, man. Some people care about me making fun of them, huh? Some people get really upset about me making fun of them. Yeah, Louis, there's a lot of clowns in the chat, indeed. You have no good arguments, lol. None of y'all do. No, we do have pretty good arguments. What do you mean? I think I've proven that with every single conversation I've had today. Every single conversation. Chip, are humans animals? Well, Mike, yes, humans are animals, but if you're gonna say that, why then if animals are allowed to eat other animals, why can't we? Well, I'll explain it to you simple, Mike. Animals also kill other animals for fun. Animals also, rape other animals for fun. Well, not for fun, but they rape them. Doesn't mean that we should do it. Just because other animals do something doesn't mean we should do them also, right? I take other animals to be a little bit like moral patients. Although they have some form of morality, it's pretty simplistic morality. And that just means that we shouldn't follow what they do, but rather try to teach them. And of course, since we can't really teach animals right now, or at least we don't have the technology to teach them about morality and what is right and wrong, well, we do to some extent, right? Like we do still teach animals what is right and wrong. We're left in this position where you shouldn't derive your morality based on what other animals do. You should derive it based on some form of logic and critical thinking, because that's what we're here to do logic and critical thinking. By the way, remember to hit that like, everyone, if you've enjoyed the stream so far. We've had some pretty good conversations. Morality doesn't exist in an atheist framework. Yeah, it does. What do you mean? I know what is moral and what isn't moral. I don't think you know what is moral and what isn't moral, because you think your morality comes from a god. And that god can, you could say that rape is moral if God says it's moral, right? Right? Tell me, all you religious people, if God says that rape is moral, does that make rape moral? Hashing it. If God says that rape is moral, does that make rape moral? Chip should hit 10,000 by the end of this year. Oh, I wish, man. I wish. If God says so, come on. So if God says that rape is moral, does that mean rape is moral? Which God says Navia? Whatever God the people believe in, Navia. Yeah, there you go. God doesn't say that. See? How do you know? Well, wait a minute. When you're saying God doesn't say that, you're already committing a big sin. You're committing the same sin that what is it that the devil did, right? He thought he knew God better than God. So how would you know if God doesn't do that or not? It's pretty simple. You don't know if God will choose to do that. So if God says that rape is moral, you can't say God wouldn't do that. No, that would be wrong, because that would mean you know better than God. You know more than God. There we go. So we caught ourselves in a contradiction over here. So if God says rape is moral, is rape moral? I'm going to ask it yet again to those religious people. Prove that God says it. I can't. I don't believe there is such a thing as God. I'm just telling you. Exactly. So you know God better than God. Exactly. That would be God. You knowing God better than God, saying that God wouldn't say that. Exactly. I don't think you get it, Mr. Disconnected Roamer. I don't think you get it, but that's okay. You'll get it at some point. That's fine. I'll answer your question. No, it doesn't. Chip, react to Jubilee Vegan Surrounded video. I mean, I saw it already, so reacting to it would be a little bit difficult. It was a good one. Yeah. There is a God and one day you'll meet him. Well, Annette, it seems like you would go against your own God if you said that rape is immoral and your God would say that rape is moral. So, I don't know what to tell you, Annette. You would have to answer to your God. And if it says that rape is moral and you say that it's not, then you're going against your own God, huh? Seems pretty easy. And if you're saying, well, God would never say that, then you're presupposing what God would or would not say, so you think you know better than God. It's pretty funny, huh? It's pretty funny how morality doesn't actually come from God, does it? It's pretty funny how easy it is to prove that morality doesn't come from God. You're twisting words. Annette, I just proved to you. I asked you a simple question without even twisting any word. If God, Annette, I'll ask you this way, Annette. If your God says that rape is moral, does that mean rape is moral? Annette, if your God said that rape is moral, does that mean rape is moral? I'll go soon, so I'm still waiting for your question. So we find if you want, I can explain to you the situation. It's pretty easy. We can find the scroll that's somewhere down in the ground. We know it's older even than Jesus himself. It's such an old scroll written in Old Aramaic, and on that scroll it says God amongst the 10. It's the 11th commandment. It's the forgotten 11th commandment, and the 11th commandment says, "Thou shalt rape, but do it nicely." So if God says, "Thou shalt rape, but do it nicely," in Aramaic, because it wasn't in English, and we find that, and we believe that to be true, then that must mean that, well, with the same certainty that you have that God said anything else that is said in the Bible, right? So if you find that information, are you going to think that rape is then moral? Annette, I'm waiting for you. I am lying by putting a hypothetical. I'm lying? Jesus fucking Christ. I don't think you're getting it, man. Loaded question fallacy? Not at all. Not at all. It's not a loaded question. I'm just trying to prove to you exactly the point. If God says that rape is moral, by the same way that God said everything else, that is moral or immoral, in exactly the same manner, would rape be moral? If the question is yes, then we both know you would be a kind of a horrible person to say that. And if the question is no, then you don't get your morality from God. So which one is it? Do you either get your morality from God or you're a piece of shit? It's as simple as that. Define moral. Exactly what you take anything else that is moral coming from God. Exactly anything else. So what you mean by morality coming from God is what you take as moral to be, or probably coming from God, then it's the same thing in this context also. So if God says that it is moral to rape, does that make rape moral? It's funny because whenever you ask a person this question, they always just blunder. They always just go like, God wouldn't say that. Yeah, because it's fairly simple. No, it would not be moral. Morality does not come from God. It's simple. They don't. Morality comes, from logic and critical thinking. Simple. Why is rape wrong? Rape isn't inherently wrong. Rape is wrong because nobody wants to be raped. Simple. That's why it's wrong. That's it. Finished. End of sentence. Why is it wrong to do a wet willy? You know what a wet willy is? When you put your finger in your mouth and you put it in somebody else's ear. Why would that be wrong? Because they don't want it. It doesn't have to say in the Bible, "Thou shalt not wet willy. Thou shalt not commit a wet willy. Thou shalt not put thy finger in thy mouth, wet it with thy saliva, and then put thy finger in how do you say your ear in somebody else's ear? Never says that in the Bible, does it? But it's wrong. Why is that wrong? Because he doesn't want it. It's funny. Do you believe in a God? Not at all. Not at all, no. There's no evidence. There's no convinces. Your neighbor's ear. Amazing, amazing, Anik, your neighbor's ear. It doesn't say in the Bible, thou shalt not take your finger, put it in thy mouth, and then put it in your neighbor's ear. That's funny. Imagine if it said that. Imagine if that's the last commandment. Thou shalt not do a wet willy. That's funny. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Actually, I don't even go on Reddit. I see so many people calling me a Reddit atheist or something. Nah, I don't even go there. It's just logic what I'm saying so far. It's kind of funny. But listen, if you want to believe in God, believe in God. Just don't use God as a justification to oppress innocent animals, because that's what I'm here to say, right? It's wrong to oppress innocent animals. It's wrong to cut their throat. And if you're using your God as a justification for it, then you're probably doing something that's wrong also. I'm just saying. Okay, there's a 3-minute video in the description of this stream. You know, maybe give that a watch, see what it is about. You might enjoy it, you know. It's, well, you may not enjoy it, but you may learn something from it. Maybe there's something you don't know. And you know, I go with the idea that we should all know what it is that we're paying for, that we should all know what it is that we're supporting. And if you don't want to support this horrific thing, that's it. Watch this 3-minute video, see what it is, and then you have all the resources there available to help you out. Linda put it in the chat. Martin put it, and I tagged it. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the moderators for doing the hard work. That's amazing. I just wanna, you know, I really want to thank for all the moderators, great moderators we have in here. Thank you, Master Dave, for the super chat. It's yeah. Louis, I saw you asking me who was first. I don't know. I know Martin was first today, and he was also first to say the numbers. So we have 3 contests on this channel. The first person who's first to comment on the stream, sorry, to chat on the stream, on the chat when the stream chat starts, that was Martin today. The first person to find the number in the thumbnail and then mention the number, that's also the person that gets a shout out. And Martin was also that person. And then we have a contest of the first person who commented on the previous ending stream. I don't know who that was though, because I didn't check. But if I'm not mistaken, it was either Lewis or Tone. Sorry, it was either Draculum or Tone. Draculum is always first, so it's safe to assume that Draculum was first. But I didn't actually check because I've been working all day this morning, so I didn't actually check. I think it was. Wait, I did check, but I forgot. Was it Sabi? Sabi, was it you for the first time? Oh, sorry. It's my Draculum, Speedy. It was Draculum. Okay, Draculum then. Yeah, Draculum was first. Okay, well, Draculum shout out. It was Sabi? Yeah, I also thought it was Sabi. Okay, Sabi Kupsov was first. Okay. I thought so. It was just like, I think the stream was on Saturday or Sunday, and then I had a couple of days where I did stuff. So yeah, Sabi Coops, amazing. Sabi, thank you for being awesome. Thank you. And Draculum, also thank you for being here in the chat. You do a lot of good stuff. Thank you for all the cool people that we have here. You know, I'm like, I always have. I'm learning to express how grateful I am for everyone for being here, for subscribing, for, you know, for interacting, for being here with me. It helps me out a lot, you know. Being on the street and having these conversations with people isn't always nice, but because you guys are here, it's always way, way better, and I enjoy it, so, yeah. Yeah, so if you believe in science, then I think you should probably be vegan, because that's the logical position to be in, okay? I'm just explaining to you. Yeah. Animals love you. Thank you, Karen, I guess. Thank you, Utubs. It must be nice standing around and get paid just to stand there and talk. Well, Bobby, I made €2, 2.3 euros in almost 3 hours of standing here. That's less than €1 per hour. If you think I'm making a lot of money from this, you are sadly mistaken, bro. I live in the Netherlands, man. €1 per hour, even if I made that money while sleeping, wouldn't be enough to maintain me the whole month. So no, it's not enough. Chip got rich now. €2. Yeah, Linda, you know it. I'm rich. I'm a little bit more attractive now because of how rich I am. I'm a bit more of a man now because of how rich I am. Anik says lies, we all know you're loaded. Yeah, not even a coffee. Martin, I don't drink coffee, but I heard it's pretty expensive. A tea is like €4, so indeed, not even a tea. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys. I think maybe tomorrow, I'll see. Tomorrow there's a little bit, Thursdays it's always a little bit complicated. But if not tomorrow, Friday for sure, Saturday, Sunday, we'll do all those days. Oh my God, Sabi Coops. So what if you get a few quid? Sabi, that wasn't an invitation, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sabi. W's in the chat for Sabi. Now you see, Sabi just hit another thing. Thank you, Sabi. Thank you. Allison says spooky. I like Sabi more. I like Sabi Coops more than spooky. Yeah, fuck it. Let's try to have one more conversation. Because of Sabi. You see, Sabi, what you're doing. I'll just have one more conversation because of you. Not giving up. One more conversation because of you. Maybe we'll have a quick one. Because my camera was already put away. But we'll just have one more conversation. I wanted to go home, but yeah. YouTube says, could you lend me €1? Yeah, sure. Just let me know how. One more conversation. Let's see. Putting this thing here. But for that, I might need to oil up, so you have to bear with me. The vegan oiling up, last resort. Meat is gross, completely agree. Gonna have a conversation? Let's see if it comes in the next, if somebody comes in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then start. If not, I'll go, because I don't want to be, I have to do some work. But otherwise, I'll have to work also tomorrow, and then for sure maybe that's the solution. Maybe I also work tomorrow for sure. Yeah. You guys want to have a conversation? Stop supporting Trump. 100%. Trump fucking sucks. You want to have a conversation? The phone is a little bit crooked, isn't it? This, you see, the stand is a little bit messed up. Sorry everyone for that. Gonna have a quick one. Let's see how fast we can get somebody to get it. Let's see. This is an experiment, okay? How fast can we get somebody to get the point of view? I usually get to the point really fast, but let's just try, for example. No, you know what? In the chat, one of the vegans, maybe even Sabi, tell me, how should I start the conversations? The most, if you want, even the most ridiculous question ever to try to get to the animals. The Barcelona guy drained my energy. Oh, I'm sorry, Marissa. Over, under, on getting to the point, 2 minutes. You guys want to have a conversation? Should you milk your dog? Is eating children ethical? I like that one, Louis. You wanna have a conversation? Say it again.
Don't record me. Don't record me.
Don't record you. Okay. I like that one. I'm gonna use that, Louis. Is eating children ethical? Should you milk our dog? Is also a really, really good one. Yeah, let's do that. I actually like that one more. It's a little bit more absurd. Do we discriminate against animals? I mean, that's pretty obvious we do, right? You wanna have a conversation about animals? Love that you're promoting this. Stay safe. I am. I'm generally safe. I mean, the manosphere guy was a bit intimidated by me, and it felt like he would wanted to punch me. Like it felt like he was calculating whether he should punch me or not. That's how it felt like. But you know, this is on my side, so I don't know. You wanna have a conversation? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Are you 18? Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Am I keeping what?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sure.
Okay, nice.
I'm scared.
Shouldn't be scared. What's your name?
Riley?
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Riley.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from? You're from the U.S.?
Yeah, we're
You want to come a little bit?
South Carolina.
South
in the
Carolina?
US.
My sister lives in North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
Lovely place. Riley,
Mhm.
would it be okay if I started milking dogs?
Can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, they're mammals. They produce milk, yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not, as long as it's like ethically, because it's the same way they do cows. But I don't know. Would it be drinkable?
Sure. Let's imagine that it's very tasty.
I think it'd be okay. I think it depends on how long and like which of the dogs. Maybe not the smaller dogs.
But let's imagine that I want to make some money out of this, right?
Yeah.
And obviously I can't wait around until the dog wants to get pregnant, because then it takes too long maybe, right? So then I forcefully impregnate them myself. Would that be okay?
No, I don't think that'd be okay.
Do you think that happens to cows also?
Probably.
Do you think that's okay?
I think that's definitely a gray area. I think I would have to know more.
Sure. So farmers forcefully impregnate them so that they produce, so that they have a baby, so that they produce milk. But afterwards, if the baby drinks all the milk, I'm like, what am I even making all this? Why am I doing all this for?
Yeah.
So what if afterwards I just take the baby away from their mother? I feed the baby something that I know is nutritious for them, and I just take the milk from the mother. Is that okay?
Probably not.
But if I do it to a cow, would that be okay?
Probably not.
We do that to cows also.
Yeah.
What if, and the baby, obviously I have to make money out of all of this, and the baby, they're born male, they don't produce milk. What if I kill them because they don't produce milk? I do it in a painless manner.
Yeah.
In the back of the head, I shoot them. Would that be okay?
No, definitely not.
No. What if it's happening to a cow? Is that okay?
I would hope not. I would hope that would not be happening.
Okay. And if the baby is born a female, I just do the same thing to them, right?
Yeah.
I impregnate
Like a
them. I take
cycle.
their babies. Yeah, like a cycle. And when their milk production declines, if they're notice that after 6 repeated impregnations, I notice that they're no longer productive, I kill them. Is that okay?
No.
No, because dogs can live 15 years,
Yeah,
right?
that's definitely a lot to think about.
We do all this to
Yeah.
cows, but cows we actually kill them at a quarter of their natural lifespan. Do you think it's okay to do this to cows for a trivial product like cheese, like milk?
I think there's definitely alternative methods that can be placed to not have that happen, but yeah, it's definitely a lot to think about.
But wouldn't at the end of the day wouldn't it always be at the end of the day we seeing the animal as just a milk making machine and we trying our best to take that out of them?
Yeah, there's people that definitely think that.
Yeah, do you see animals that way, like just milk making machines and such?
I don't really think about all of that too much, but I see them just as much as a dog,
Yeah, because
They're
they
pets,
deserve to live
yeah.
just as much, right?
Yeah, you have very good points. Well,
Let me give you a card, okay? Thank you. I noticed you want to step back and I want to respect your time. There's a documentary here called Dominion. Would you give that a watch?
okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Just to learn what it is that you're paying for. That's it, okay? Thank you. Have a good one. You wanna have a conversation?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man.
How are you? How old are you?
I'm 26, man. I want to help you with the Kung Fu, but I also want to ask you if you can help me.
What do you mean?
Because I want to ask you a couple of questions and film it. It's about my own product, and then I want to use it as promotion.
Alright, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I can help you first. It's all good.
Sure. You wanna come here to change view? What's your name?
Anwar,
Anwar, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Where are
meet
you from?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
So I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals.
Okay.
Do you think it's okay to kill baby animals?
No, man, never.
Never. Okay. What if you found out that we did that for food? Would you
For food?
Yeah. Would you then say that it's not okay to consume meat anymore? Because if all the meat comes from baby animals.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point you make.
Yeah. Would that be okay?
Yeah, hard because I also eat, like chicken and lamb. So,
Do you know at what age we kill chickens, for example?
what age?
So chickens can live 10 years old, and we kill them at 42 days.
But on the other side, it's also there like animals are placed on the earth also to consume. I think.
No, they're not. No.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you can believe that, right? But I can also believe that Dutch people are placed on earth to be my slaves. Doesn't mean that
Yeah,
it's
that's
right.
true, that's true,
Right?
that's true,
Like,
but-
I can believe whatever I want, but there's
That's
no
true.
logical
But
reasoning behind it.
I do think it's worldwide we consume too much meat and it's too much like also they don't let them live on a good environment. They put
Why
they,
would we care how they live?
No, I do think because I'm Islamic, because it's allowed for us to eat meat, but they have to live a good way, So that's true. I don't think you have to eat meat while they are crabbed up and put on with drugs and everything.
But you take you take everything from your religion in context, right? You
Yeah.
don't just believe it blindly, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So why not believe it in the idea of a context that when in Islam it says that it's okay? Because Islam is one of those few religions, which I find amazing, that actually talks about animals a lot.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so why not take it then into consideration this idea that maybe they said that in a context where that was needed? Because nowadays it's no longer needed.
It's Islam. It's like the Quran is put on earth. It's for all times, so those words can also be used in all times. But I do think it's also said in the Quran that you have to consume meat, not like every day. So in small amounts. So the mass production is happening today. That's indeed not good, and that's why also.
I would say killing one animal, even one, when there's no necessity is wrong. And in fact, there's a hadith that says that, doesn't it? There's a hadith that says to harm even a sparrow when there's no necessity behind it.
Yeah, to harm, but necessity as in if you eat them. So
That's not a necessity.
It's a necessity because you can use them to feed your own body.
But you can use something else to feed your own
That
body.
can, but Islam didn't say we cannot eat food.
It says if there's no necessity and there's no necessity.
No, Islam didn't say only eat it with necessity. You can eat it.
The hadith does say that. To harm even
To
a sparrow.
harm, but if you
I would say cutting their throat is pretty harmful, yeah.
Well, because if it's the halal way to
Yeah, that's
slaughter them
harmful.
and
We
to
have
eat
science
them.
showing that that's harmful.
I know, but that can be the case. But I know for sure it's allowed in Islam to, of course, eat meat.
I think you want to believe that. I don't think it's true.
No, it's true, bro. Every.
I think you're not taking this into the context that it is it?
Then you have to do a little bit of research about it because every madhab, every right school will tell you it's allowed to eat meat.
I know that they say that because most people do it, but if you take the logical conclusion, and logic, you could say your logic is coming from God, there's more likelihood that everything that it says in the Quran, or at least something that says in the Quran is wrong, and I can give you an example of something that's written in the Quran.
Nothing
is
in the Quran was written is wrong. So
where does sperm come from?
where does sperm come from?
Where does sperm come from?
It's from your seed. It's from your own body.
Where does that come from?
In which way do you mean?
Which body part?
Ja, in Dutch you say zaadballen natuurlijk.
The balls.
The balls.
Yeah. Well, in the Quran it says it's stored between the backbone and the ribs.
Okay.
So that's wrong.
It's not wrong. It's never wrong.
Is sperm between the backbone and the ribs?
I have to this context of this piece of information I have to dive into, but I can tell you you can check it online.
You can try to spin it however you want it, but it says something that is wrong.
No piece of information in the Quran is wrong, bro.
Except for this one.
No, never.
Okay, so do you think women should get half the inheritance a man should?
Sorry?
Do you think women should get half the inheritance that a man should?
Half the inheritance?
It's also in the Quran.
I have to investigate it, bro. So, but
do you think a woman should get half the inheritance a man should, really?
Half?
Yeah.
Brother, what is this questions about food or animals or about religion?
But the thing about it is that when you're using your religion to justify oppression, they went on the lines.
All I can say is for this piece of information, I
I don't
have to
want to
dive
talk
into.
religion, but if you're using
No,
your
but it's-
religion to justify oppression, I have to talk religion.
No,
right?
it's not oppression. It's believe me.
Cruel and unjust. Yeah, it's
core,
oppression.
that's your opinion, but
No,
I know
that's the opinion of animals.
no, the word of God is never oppression. The word of God is always used
Then maybe this
in
isn't the
favor
word
of
of
people.
God.
The Quran is the word of God, man.
But then again, you're misrepresenting it.
I'm no school teacher or I'm no person that is.
But you refuse to use your logic.
No, I use logic, but I cannot say this and this and this is wrong or right. I have that piece of information. I have to dive into myself. But if you can look it up online and you'll find the madhabs and look it into the how they interpret the information.
Well, let's
from the
put it
Quran.
this way: you can be vegan and Muslim, can't you?
Of course, can you?
So why choose to be violent towards an innocent animal?
Everybody's falling.
Everybody's falling here, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
So if you can be vegan and Muslim, why choose to be violent towards an innocent animal when you can choose to not be violent?
Yeah, it's I don't think violence to animals is never good, but yeah, you can choose to be vegan if that's your.
But why choose? No, again, why choose to be violent when you can choose not to be violent?
It has nothing to do with violence. Eating.
Cutting somebody's throat is pretty violent, man.
Yeah, that's your opinion, man.
I'll show you, right? Because I actually have halal. Images. If you're saying this isn't violent, not a lot. Maybe like 180. Yeah, it's a lot of people. Oh, please don't touch the phone. Sorry, please don't touch the phone.
Okay. Then I have to go, bro.
Sure.
Then,
Well, let me just show you. This is halal.
Okay. If you say
This
so.
is not violent.
If you say so.
Tell me, is this violent?
If you say so. Bye.
He didn't want me to do his promo thing anymore. Yeah. Well, that's it. We had 2 more conversations. Yeah. Hey, Beretta. We're not Islamophobic over here. I said it once and I'll say it all over again. All religions are equally stupid, okay? All of them. All religions are equally stupid. Don't you dare be Islamophobic, okay? This isn't it on this channel, okay? All religions are equally stupid. Okay? Thank you. And especially xenophobic with your nonsense stuff. Thank you so much, everyone. Christianophobic either. Exactly, Christianophobic either. None of that stuff. Nothing like, go to the border or stuff like that. No, none of that, okay? Thank you. Doubly cheap, grab some food later. Oh, damn it, Sabby Coops, I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know if you're doing it intentionally to make me stay longer, but I appreciate it. I'm gonna go. It's been 3 hours. It's been 3 hours already. It's pretty good. You're not, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Sabby. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Another double. Double is for Sabby again, because Sabby is just like, thank you so much, Sabby. You see, you I appreciate it. It made my life a little bit better. Thank you. Donald Trump is still a pedophile. 100%. Donald Trump is still a pedophile. Yeah, thank you. You can say that Donald Trump is still a pedophile because he is. He's also like caved into the Iran demands, didn't he? God damn it, man. Like, that's the thing about these strong men. You see all the people, like the guy who I spoke to, all of them, all of these strong men, they're just using gotchas to feel and think that they're strong. When in reality true strength comes from knowledge, information. We've known that throughout the years, that the societies, the civilizations, the people that have won the wars, that have been the most successful in everything, are the ones who have actually taken information and actually followed scientific methodology and the good information, the right information. That's also what I'm telling you when it comes to animal rights. It's insane. You don't need to consume animal products. Animals are sentient beings. You are oppressing them by consuming them. Don't be that person. Don't be that individual. Be smart. Be strong. Be vegan. Be smart. Be strong. Be vegan. That's what we're saying. Be smart. Be strong. Be vegan. What are we saying? Be smart. Be strong. Be vegan. How can you be smart and strong? By being vegan. How can you be smart, strong, and vegan? SSV. Love it. SSV. Smart, strong, vegan. Fucking appreciate it. That's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Again, probably Friday. I'll see you in the next one. We'll have a good time Friday. Bye, everyone. Totally false. Smart, strong, vegan. Be smart.